Hello. Question number one. Can everybody hear me? Hello. Is my voice available for the crowd? Oh my gosh. Yes? Yes? Is my voice, if I say radio, what's the keyword? I mean, you're seeing it on the screen, but I just want to check if I'm talking, because the last time I made a live stream, the first time I made a live stream, I was like 20 minutes without talking. I mean, without the microphone. So I guess I'm live. Ray, yeah, Ray. Thank you, Joe. All right. So this is a presentation I had made like for the other live stream. Loud and clear. All right. If I'm yelling too much, you gotta let me know, because I may yell too much. So I don't know how many people are here, but I'm super happy because you guys are here. We have Joe, hello, and Haggis and Great Grandma. As you know, it's my favorite. Hello, Rika. I'm so happy you're here. DT, you made it. You made it. And Grace is here, and I love it because I am a big fan of your live streams. Hi, Linda. Thanks for coming over. And thank you, Yasser, for telling me so many nice things and for coming over. And hello, Super Pup / Erica. That's a very nice little pup. And I think I'm done with the roll call. Prairie Breeze, afternoon. Hello, Jojo. Hello. Anyway, this is getting boring, so I'm going to maybe download take the music out of this thing. All right. So I have hello, Nodia. Hello, Nancy. Wow, this is way more than I expected. I expected so many less people because I never go live, and the reason why I never go live is because I as an introvert, and as because of my channel, I always prefer to make videos so that it can be seen. Hello, Amy. So that it can be seen faster and at any moment, and to do something different. Like we have so many live streams, but today is not the day of doing something different, which is a little bit different. And I think I've done like 11 recaps weekly recaps video. Oh, Fluffer's here. Hello. See, I'm doing what makes me nervous. It's just by talking about something and get distracted by the chat. I'm sorry. I'll start over. I'll start with my first thoughts, and then I'm going to share the link for whoever wants to join the panel. I have a list of what's the word? I have a list of recommendations that several of you have sent me of your favorite moments of the week, and that's what we're going to do. This is the people's recap. It's not my recap, so I'm going to share what you guys wanted to share. And first, I'm going to remember how to do the thing where I copy the link and let you guys say hello forever. And well, I copy the link, and I apologize for finding the link. Oh my gosh. Yes, I want to invite guests, but how do I invite guests? I need to have a link. Oh my god, I knew how to do this. This is embarrassing. Does anybody remember where I can find the link so I can share it? Damn, I did this the other week. All right. Yeah, well, I'm not doing amazing. Actually, I'm looking for the link. It should be somewhere. It's not. There are not so many places to look. Oh, it's called invite. Wow. It was so easy. Okay. So I'm gonna go through having say hello to mostly everyone, and then I'm gonna go back to say hello. But I was just gonna do like oh hello Jeannie and Miriam. All right. So I want to share this thought. Thank you, Linda. Oh, been doing good in the recaps. Okay, yeah, obviously not. I'm trying. That's why it's not my strong suit. What I wanted to share is like I've done I think 11 recap videos. I think maybe 12. I think yesterday was number 12, but it's a different thing. It's more like a blast from the past, a compilation of moments at Blue Building to show that the protesters are being peaceful and they're not breaking the law and they're being kind. And I'm going to do more of those because I really like them and because we need them. And it was a project that I wanted to do a long time ago that Audi LA has suggested, and I recorded some stuff, but then I kept it in the corner. And what has happened to me was that the last weeks, I got burned out. It was a different type of burnout. It was not just tired of lack of sleep, because for each video I spent like 40 to 80 hours. It's embarrassing. I'm not a professional editor, so I don't really but what's happened is that I the burnout comes from, like, I think it comes from the emotional toll of watching like um so many different like crimes being named over and over again. So but maybe it's not that, but I think it is. So I think that was the case, that sometimes I find it very difficult to watch certain things, and I have passed try to go as fast as possible. And I'm trying to think of how to make this sustainable over time. How can I make this sustainable if I'm going to feel sad or tired of watching. Uh, so I would like to hear before we start, like, how do we, and this something has to do with the video that Amy has sent us. So I'm going to share the link here for whoever wants to join. We can make it a panel of several people. This is, for example, a version that Amy, when you make the video this week, um, I had I found today this video that um, that reminded me of the video that you made. And I'm not seeing the chat moving. I don't know if you guys are not typing or am I completely out of the conversation. So let me know, please, because I don't know if I'm what's going on. I try to see what's going on. Let's see. All right, you're listening. Okay, thank you for listening. Yeah, I see the other chat. Okay, fine, thank you. Right, thank you. Amy, you're there. You can join the link. And anybody who's here who wants to join. I've been I wanted to share this. I don't know how, and this is not the reason why I'm doing the stream, but I think it's something that maybe it may be happening to you. All right. Thank you, Amy. Maybe happening to you too. Maybe not. Maybe it has happened to you in the past, and you guys are thinking. I mean, Amy made a video that is great about, and I'm going to show it how we we bring down the code piece by piece. But it wasn't like this. I wanted to bring it out like this. I don't want to bring down this whole thing. I just like the abuses, right? But I get a little bit anxious and not just about the results, but the fact that every week this is something that we're not being threatened like the CR members of, okay, this is life, you're happy, you can go. Um, so how do we make it sustainable? It's a question that I leave open for anybody who has a comment, who wants to talk about it. And so I left the link there. Whoever wants to join. If I'm, you see in the chat, hi Kirby, you see it in the chat if you want to come jump. I have the videos that you guys have sent me, so we can start talking about them, or you can just simply you know, come to talk about that if you have some advice. Or I can start showing Amy's video, but I know she's just got home with the groceries, so maybe Miriam, you want to start with the links that you sent me. Maybe you want to come over. Because you know, if I keep talking to myself like this, I'm talking to you guys, but all right, 5 minutes. Yeah, it may be like this. This is life is something which is boring. This is how I feel. What are your thoughts on this? How, of course, Amy is of course. How do you guys deal with that? Like, because we know we have to be consistent. All right, so we have to look at the little wins. Yes. And this week we have had a lot of wins. So maybe I could start with the ones that got my attention this week. We has to do with Clearwater Council. You guys probably I think I'm gonna make a video of that eventually. But there is where is it? So just to going back to present. Yeah, well, where am I gonna go? Yes, so this was on Monday, I believe, and this is Fat Grammy showcasing the the where we're here watching the city of Clearwater. This video had absolutely nothing to do with the garden street. They were showing this completely ridiculous video with the popsicle people, which is hilarious because I was, in my humble experience with working with people who do 3D stuff, this is pretty, I mean, it's not great for $1 billion corporation. Oh, I have to see okay, I don't want to see this. Sorry, guys. I should have recorded this. But, you know, at one point, one of the council members, the guy who was dressing in red, is Albright, said, like, what is this video? And let me see if I can. This is a video that Cotton was tweeting out. I see it, right? That to me is like, what's the magic of this video? Like, they're not showing me anything. And then, where is it? All right. And then this is a moment where I think it was him who said
minute
something.
And a half, 2 minutes. And we've been communicating with this pretty regularly since the meeting. We all had one-on-ones with Miscavige.
I put it faster.
Where's the rest of the plan? And I've been asking that from the beginning. Where's the rest of the plan that was shown to us?
He was a little bit tired, right? He was like, what's the rest? And that's when I started to get my hopes up a little bit. All right. Thank you. Thank you for to being here. So that was his face. Now, and this guy saved the day. We were waiting for him, right? We were waiting for him. He was the one who's going to he was the one who had to decide. He was the one who's going to make it different. So I'm going to add our lovely Haggis to the stage here. And how are you? Hello, we can see you.
Hello.
Oh, we
too.
can hear you too. How are you? I'm sorry that I'm sharing the screen with this gentleman and his very flamboyant suit. But he was the hero of the he was ready, right?
Yeah,
Do you see
hello.
it? Do you see what I'm showing? Do you see it? Do you hear me? Oh, you can you hear me? No? Can you hear?
Yeah,
I
I
can
can
hear
see.
you. Can you guys? Okay. So,
Yeah.
great grandma says the seeds planted take time to sprout. Now, I do understand this, like, but how do we make it sustainable for ourselves in our lives? It's a question that I have, and unfortunately, maybe Haggis, you are not, you didn't come over to talk about that, but maybe you have a comment on that.
Say that once again. I
Jumping.
was scratching my eye. I can't do two things at once.
Right. Like this is gonna take time. The whole thing of what we're trying to like, and you guys
Right.
have made an amazing, amazing work in Toronto. It was crazy how you started by closing one by closing one org at the time, right? You were like,
Can I give you a bit of history on that? I had seen a lot of people in chat,
mhm,
uh, and stuff like I was never a chatter, and I started seeing Toronto, 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 or
yeah,
Canada, Canada, Canada. So I started kind of conversing in the chat with the people here in the city, and then found out that there's a former Scientologist called Kim McNeil, and she was looking for people to come and help her protest at the org. So that is how I ended up getting involved, was through just seeing people in the chats with Toronto as an extension in their name, or somebody saying, "Hey, I'm in Toronto." So
right,
maybe it's a good idea to say, "Hey, where's everybody coming from? Like and
all right,
subscribe. Where are you coming from?" Um, that way, you might see people that you might want to get involved with. Like, look at Rika and Nora, and now our beloved Pearl Snappy and Selfless Self are also out in Portland. Like, there's a bunch in Nora and Melody and all that, right? And they got hooked up with somebody through Scott. Scott knew somebody in Portland who really wanted to get out and protest, and now they have her too, right? Um,
hmm,
so that's how I started that. So what we ended up doing was going to where the org was and protesting outside. Um, the building, I think it was about 6 floors, and they had a problem renting out the rest of the floors because they only took up 4. And because they couldn't afford to rent the entire building, the landlord said bye, because he couldn't rent the rest of the building out because of the protesting. Nobody wanted to be in a building with Scientology and deal with protesting because it impacts your business, right?
That's
So
nice.
that's
Yeah,
what
that was a
happened.
great win. And when
Uh,
was this? That was last year or before?
yeah,
Like, do you remember?
Michelle and I went out on the anniversary of Lisa McPherson.
Oh,
Um, we went out to the org that day, and it was practically empty. They still had some boxes and stuff in there. So it would have been November, December they left. And they have a new org now, and they are at here, I can take my glasses off. I only need them for reading. Um, they are on a main street on in above on a floor
hmm,
in a multiple business business building. So they only have one floor,
right.
and
That's the
it's
one
in
you
a
went
shared,
last time, right?
yeah, in a shared building, and it's on a corner lot. So there's lots of areas and pavement. It's deep, deep pavement. So there's big canvas for chalking, and they only have one entrance that's on the side.
Oh, they
And
picked the wrong building.
yeah, so it's, and the good thing, Michelle has a way with words. She's really good with verbiage. And she's gone around and she has talked to some of the neighbors. And we did, after that protest that day, we did go around and we handed out some Fsciento cards. Like, I copied Miriam. It's not an
That's
original
great.
thought. I asked if she wouldn't mind if I copied what she did. And so I did that. And we have it all connecting through to Fsciento, and they can go and see what that is. But one of the women that I spoke to, she said when they moved in, they came around and they went around to the neighbors and they talked to them, and they're like,
Mm,
"Hi, how long have you been here? La la la," like interviewing the neighborhood.
right.
So
That's what they do all the
Scientology.
time, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah, so they went around and they tried to like save point the neighborhood. So had a little chat with her about what they do, and she said, I'm pretty aware that they're not a good thing. And a lot of people use the Aftermath Foundation as a thing that they heard the most about it. Me personally, I have known about Scientology a very long time, and just learning more about the abuses and the victims. I was
Mm-hmm.
aware of their practices on people post leaving Scientology. And you hear about the adult stories, but it's not until now that you're getting exposure to the stories of the children. And
Right.
I would
Yes.
gladly advocate. I was having a conversation with Miriam this morning, and I said it's not like there's a lot of people in this community that have been attracted to it because of personal trauma.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I've been attracted to the community because I realized there was a place that I could help people have a voice, and I have a voice, and I am an able person that can help get them a voice. And I hate bullies. I've always hated
Right.
bullies, even as somebody who's only 5 feet tall. Um, as a child, I stood up against bullies, and I continue to do that in my adult life. So I really find that coming here has has made me fulfill something in my gut. You know what I mean? And I don't see any people look at you and they go, "What did you do this weekend?" "Oh, well, I went to my friends, we had cocktails, we had a lovely meal. Then the next day I went and did some chalking and protested a child abusing cult." Right? Hello there, beautiful.
Hello, hello.
And they just kind of look at you and go, why?
Right.
Why? Even like, and then you kind of give them an education on
Yeah.
why, and they they kind of go, "Oh, well, to each his own, I guess. I'm off to the bar," right? So
Right.
um, I just and I have met some of the most incredible people in this community. Um, like I don't think people like T get enough credit for the
Mm-hmm.
quality of information gathering and what she's done. The Journey 2020. I don't think people know the amount of time that she has invested in what she's doing and what she has built as a resource. She's also, very subdued individual, but she has done an incredible amount of work and doesn't get the recognition. But it's not. See, the thing is, it's not that they're not getting the recognition. It's not the right people are recognizing it, because unfortunately, we don't have drama channels. So there's no
Yes.
there's no
And we don't
drama,
want to have drama channels.
right?
Maybe we should
There's no,
invent some drama, right?
yeah, I'll tell you what, Miriam caught me picking my nose this morning and she went, "Ew, boogers, you were picking your nose." And I said, "Ew, well, at least I didn't eat it. I just wiped it on the sheet." There you go. No, that's all you're gonna get from me. But the problem is, like, we're providing truth and information, right?
Yes.
And a lot of people, unless they're looking for this, they're not going to be intrigued by it. And I think we need to kind of do a bit of more of a search engine thing on our posts and stuff. Like, yeah, clickbait the shit out of Tom Cruise in the Mission Impossible movie right now,
Right.
right? It's in
Right. Yes,
Macbeth.
true. Yeah.
They're actually, he's doing a tour right now. Let's add that tour to our subtitles, shall we? Yeah, Tom Cruise, abuser of children, makes people clean their toilet with a toothbrush. That guy
Right.
plants gardens in the backyard because he just wants to run through a field with Nicole Kidman, right? And then it got all undone and redone again because David Miscavige and Tom Cruise didn't like the way it was done. These are things that people don't know about.
Right.
They might seem trivial, but it's forced labor.
Yeah.
Um, so like I say, I didn't really have a think about it until, like, I was talking to Miriam today, and it's like I hate bullies, and I have a voice, and I'm capable. And people like Michelle and Christine Kerf, who you've probably seen her in the chats, they're my Toronto sidekicks. We were protesting for a while with Scooter Mom too, but just recently that the protests have come up, everybody, like we find out about things and people make plans already, and there's just no way that everybody can at short notice and stuff like that. But we do, and I'm just gonna keep, the more people tell lies and the more people try and put us down, the harder it makes me work. So bring it. And if it brings attention to my channel, if you want to go out there and say shit about me, that's complete and utter bullshit. Go ahead. I know it's not true. But if it brings people to look to see what I've been up to, then they'll find the information that I'm actually putting out there that is valid and shared. And two other people in this community that I think are the fucking diamonds that don't get, sorry for swearing, sorry, are Mona and Audit. People have said, we're gonna support you, we're gonna push you. Where, when, how? Haven't seen it yet. These are
They should have
two,
a huge platform.
yeah,
I think
they're
maybe help
powerhouses.
each other collaborate more in terms of the everybody has a different type of skills, like and or things that they like to do, or their why. You're talking about how you hate bullies. Other person may join because of the trauma. I particularly, among other things, really like the protest or the democracy in action type of thing, among other things. And I see that, for example, Journey is great at doing the work that she does.
Yeah.
And maybe we could help each other somehow. I don't really know how. Like maybe I'm happy to help as much as I can with anything what I do. Like Audit suggested, making some type of videos that are going to help. That's great. And
Yeah.
that's why I think it's also interesting to have. I mean, I know that you guys talk to each other, and probably there are tons of live streams where these type of things are talked about. But it would be interesting to bring certain things to discuss. And I was also thinking, like, I wanted to talk with you guys about all this, like, what can we do to move forward? How can we improve? Amy was talking a lot about, going to X, or Mona was talking, and like this, we have to go mainstream.
Lots of different platforms.
Stop waiting for other people to be the big channels that are doing stuff.
Yeah, we are completely capable of doing that. Some of us probably better. We just don't have a channel of that capacity. Reaching out to smaller channels, like I've been going through doing searches on Scientology inside YouTube, right? And then creating a kind of short form information piece, and then any channels that I recognize that have a large audience and get large amounts of views, I've been posting that in their comments. So just go through and do a search, and the more people who do stuff like that, the more eyes are on it, right?
Yeah.
Amy's
you
going
never know,
through, and
right?
she's Amy's hitting up the guys on their Facebook pages, all the politicians. She's getting in there going me.
That's awesome. I have
right?
a picture here. I'm gonna
Things
share
like
again.
that.
I love the panel, so I'm gonna share it, and I'm also gonna share the what Amy wrote. But this is for example, when you enter like for example, the Tommy G or whatever, like I don't know, I think it was PBD or whatever his name is, others who are super famous, and you say this is the message that you sorry, I'm jumping one but this is Ryan Cotton, and I'm sorry, Amy, that I cover your face, because it's not like you look amazing in the picture, but I didn't know if you want me to cover your face. So why do you love a child trafficking cult? How much do they pay you? How much do they go pay from that church?
Can I just say something quickly? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
Okay, great.
That's why we're here.
I just wanted to give props to Scott, because I quickly went on his live. He added me as a moderator, and I could share your live link. So we're getting some audience from there as well, and he's really doing your work as well. So I wanted to give him a shout out, before you
I saw you, Scott. I saw you in the chat. Hi, Scott. And Scientology abusive.
It is he is the 80% of more the reason why I'm doing this actually, because he's like, guys, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. Like, yeah, he's right. So and thank you for bringing people here. Thank you for the shout out. So again, so this is amazing. For example, I don't have Facebook or X, or so I don't have like a basis there of share. And
Right.
this is something that Amy's doing. True crime, Amy was saying here, we can use the hashtag true crime. It's another way. And audience, if you want to join, I just left. I know you may be busy. Anybody who wants to join, I left the link in the comments. You're saying that TikTok. It is true. I joined TikTok, but I cannot stand it too much.
I have
you're
not.
in TikTok.
Yeah.
Like you are big in. I know Audit is big in TikTok, right?
Yeah, Rika knows TikTok. Rika said she'll give me lessons. It's to me, it's like, oh God, another thing I have to do. And friends of mine tried to get me signed up ages ago, and I was like, oh, I don't have time to watch silly videos. But you know, here I am on YouTube watching live streams about predators.
Right, we end up spending the same time.
So yes, I'm going to learn how to use TikTok and make the most of it as best I can. Rika did that. I don't know if everybody saw it. I put it on my Instagram, Facebook stories. I did a reel from a video that Rika made on her TikTok, and it was really good because she's so bloody beautiful too, Rika. She's like this, and here's, you know, the lawyer's address, and down here, look at this, here's a phone number, and here's the reason why. And she's got a performance to her that is just
right. And the voice, right? She has lovely voice too.
Yeah, she's just like, and she knows what's trending because she has kids, right, of an age.
Right.
And she picks really good music that's catchy and is will attract, having that as a tag, she says, will attract people to your videos. So we as a community, Mona said it ages ago, the people who caught the guy in that documentary, the Canadian guy that murdered folk, it was a worldwide internet thing that found him. It wasn't the police. It wasn't, you know, law enforcement. It was a worldwide group of people connecting. And this is what we have to do. If we don't have the backup of bigger channels and bigger platforms on YouTube, not just our community, like people in general, we create it amongst us. We have to. If we want to get things done, everybody in the chat can do one little thing, you know, like one little thing. Contact your town mayor, put out some information warning them about fake front groups, and we have the information that you can share. Just reach out to us, and we'll provide you with the information that you need to share with them. That's all it takes. You don't have to be on YouTube with your voice. You don't have to be doing a Scott or a Lara or an Ashley or a Witchshare or an MD Media, you know, or Kansas City. You've got Mike and Ali up there, and then you've got a different kind of protest with Tilty and Fluffer, where they're reading all the books and stuff like that. I think they're doing the expert witness, like Scott did the book. Scott read the expert witness on his stream, and everybody wanted to know about this, right? And that educated us on methods and madness within Scientology. Fluffer and Tilty are doing the same thing as they're doing their art. They're educating you on all the different the tone scale, stuff like that. Like it's informative and it's a calming environment. Maybe you don't like Scott's approach when he has a louder tone. When he speaks with excitement. Some people view that as yelling. I don't. But their approach is different. You're getting similar information, but you're getting it from something that is calming. And Janelle Art, she does her, she draws the cutest little pebbles. But you know, there's people out there who have their form of protesting. Antics has little panels where everybody's knitting and chatting and stuff like that. But you can, you know, that could be where you get your information from. And like Miriam has her way of protesting. The music that Joe and Dan, Dan and AZ Crimson, I think Cricket. I don't know if Cricket. I was listening to Cricket's. He was doing some rockabilly, which is right up my alley. But you've got Lara's as well. Her music is free for everybody to use. So Miriam's dancing and streaming, and then she's got Rose over there with her incredible vocals, singing along. There's lots of, there's so many other things. Like Rika did a whole bunch of videos with music as well. So it's just so much, and I don't think, like, again, I don't think that Mona and Audit are getting the audience that they deserve, because they're putting the shit out. They're the ones that are getting effective results. We need them to be exposed to a bigger audience, because they've got the information that people need to see.
Yes.
Yes,
and they are. What I love about them is how they keep doing work behind the scenes, and it's very particular and effective. Like when this particular examples of when Kirby found this, I think it was a research company, and they did the planters, report, and that took the planters away. When the Save the Garden thing happened, I was checking the video that the person, I don't remember his name right now, who organized the whole, he started, like, he was the face of the Save the Garden initiative.
Brooks, what's his face?
Yeah, and that's an example where they brought an alternative, and that worked. But it was also all the people writing the letters and writing to them on Facebook, like Amy. So it feels easy to get lost in the everyday little thing, but then there's so many wins every week, right? And we don't know where it's going to get, and we don't know who's going to watch it, because maybe a person of influence is going to watch something, and that's going to make a change. Now,
like,
with Audit and Mona, what I love is that, like, it's very, like, and also we think, oh, we're small channels. Yeah, but maybe we're not but some small channels are so effective in what they do. They don't need to have a great audience, but they create so many changes. So, like, create a huge, like, a leverage, I don't know, an effect. So, but I think it's interesting to talk about collaboration, and I think Mona having the chats in the morning, it's one place of collaboration. I don't know what other streams they could be interesting to have panels, or I'm not a big fan of communicating in private, but it will make sense if you're preparing something, right? It shouldn't be out there. So, and so I don't know if there are channels of, like, at least we have each other's emails, so anybody in the chat can do it. Something that you were talking about, T. I was surprised. I saw she does, like, little documentaries all the time, and I saw one she did about Africa, and she said that she has been emailing or writing in Facebook to people one by one, people in Africa one by one, who have been safe pointed by front groups, warning them about the code. And and she said, if somebody wants to help me, that's an easy job anybody can do, which is writing and say, hey, be careful with this is Scientology, etc., etc. So there are a lot of initiatives like that are, like, a little anti-work, I would say. Not because of the OA, but I mean, like, I don't know if that's how you say it in English, but I was saying in Spanish, like, you just take a little bit and it could make a huge difference. So
all this, she has put in a lot of work. Again, doesn't get the recognition, but she's put in so much work. She's talked to people in Taiwan. She's talked to people in Africa long before anybody else found. The only reason people are finding out about orgs in Africa and places in Taiwan is because T's given them the information, right? Between her and, that's why I'm saying her and Journey's on the search for where is Scientology. She's finding it, and between the two of them, they've been going and doing this stuff. Nobody hears that. Nobody.
But I mean, I think it should be, we have to prepare the content in a way, like, maybe we can help them they make snippets of that information. I don't know, sometimes the information is so vast, or maybe it's a long format information, like live stream. And even to me, that I try to track all the live streams, I go insane trying to figure out in a long live stream what's the meat of the live stream. And I know that this is not, that's not the reason why people have live streams. Like right now, we're talking a little bit about everything. Is like a brainstorm. It's also to get to talk because we want to.
Well,
but
along the lines of what you're mentioning, if everybody who
yeah.
has an account on YouTube goes in, and I found out that the remix function only works on your phone. You can go into anybody's videos and you can remix a clip from somebody else's videos.
Oh,
and you can
okay.
tag it and stuff like
That's
that.
nice.
I can't do it. I couldn't figure out how to do it on my computer, but I found out that you can use the remix button on a video. You can create your own short and you can share that. Now, if everybody who has a YouTube channel who is in this community takes their favorite and most impactful clip from something, makes their own short, tags it full of Scientology abuses, Tom Cruise, Mission Impossible, what you're saying, Amy was saying, crime, hashtag, whatever the crime thing is. If they do that,
true crime,
yeah, true crime, that'll get out there and people, it will go into the short streams, right? So if we're all doing it, it's going to flood the shorts. So that's a way people who are only on YouTube not really utilizing their channels for anything more than just watching, right? They could do that. If you're watching Scott and you see Scott doing something incredible, do it, right? Like if somebody makes a short of Scott, his reaction to those two women in the car wash, right? That is a very impactful clip because that made him turn around and come back. He was leaving. He was out of here. And those two women who ended up showing up in his chat last week, got him to turn around and come back and not wash the shit off his van. Right? Because that talked to his heart. Right? When I watched like Lara in front of, you know, her impact, her emotion at the police commission, I made a short of that. I had to, because that's the kind of message you need to get out. I put it all on my Facebook. I've got friends messaging me on Facebook going, I see a lot of Scientology stuff popping up on your Facebook. Is there anything you need to tell me? And I'm like, oh yeah, you ready, girl? Let me fill you in here. I got a story, right? So people are actually now going, hey, you know, and just I know a lot, people are still a little bit afraid. I know people are still a little afraid. I'm not.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's probably a part of it. I know Muriel. Hey, Muriel. I know Muriel is not fearful either. Right. So there's no fear. They tried the hard stuff and it's just bouncing off her. Ding! No, there goes another one. Ding! Another terror effort. No, ding! Gone. Because she's abiding by the law and she's staying within the realms of the laws within her area, and they can't touch her. And she could easily get them in trouble for other things if she really wanted to, but that's not why we're here. But anyway, enough of that.
You threw so many great ideas. I'm just taking notes. I know while I'm putting the chats here while listening to you and taking notes, because so far it's like sharing on other social media, making the short videos of the emotional moments, sharing with like there's really so much, and
I have
a couple of
I have a couple of comments. I don't want to interrupt too much.
I know.
But first of all, the community posts are a great way for us to communicate with each other, but they are only seen by people who are our own subscribers. So there's no point trying to kind of like spread information to an external audience, because they will never see it if you put it on the community post. So that's just better is to do these shorts. And I can see that Squirrel of Oz is asking for a tutorial. I don't know if that would be within your editing skills, Carla, if you could make like a manual or something, how to do this with your amazing
I will
editing
try.
skills.
First, I will learn how to make the videos. I will look it up. You say Haggis is something you can do through your
Yeah.
YouTube channel,
Okay.
like the
So
studio.
phone.
Oh, that's a tutorial. Okay.
Yeah. No. So here, like,
Go
let's
ahead.
go in. Let's like Lara. Let's see. Let's go into Fat Grammy did one this morning. Let's go into hers, right? So here's Fat Grammy's. Oh, what did I just do? Oh, I hit the thing. Oh, go away.
I'm gonna take out the comments so they can see you bigger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So here is Fat Grammy's video from this morning. And if you see
Right.
underneath, there's a button that says remix,
Oh, yeah.
right? But it's
That's
only
what
on
it's
the
for.
phone. Yeah. So I'm going to hit remix, and then you can go down here and you can do some stuff. You can cut and collab and stuff like that. So you can use a segment. See, down here it says cut, and you can use a segment from the video. So let's see.
That is so good, right?
So then,
Because the
so then it
shorts are
takes you,
like,
yeah,
it
it
may
takes
just
you
be a
into an
second.
editing panel.
Yeah.
It's a 15-second short it allows you to make. So you can clip what you want out of that short. And this little panel down here moves along. So you can find the spot where you want. And you can, if everybody can see this, I guess this is
Yeah,
your
yeah, yeah.
tutorial. So these things, these panels at the end here allow you to move where you want it to be, right? And you can scroll along to where you want it to go. And then you just save it and then you name it and put hashtags, all your hashtags that you want inside of that, and then upload it to YouTube. And then
Right.
from there, you can share that to your Twitter, your threads, your Instagram, right? So you've now got a video that you can save and share in other places.
Yeah, and you can
It's
also like
world
share
that's
another, yeah.
I don't know if anybody has I know Scott has Androids. Maybe if Scott's still listening, maybe he can jump up and show how people could do it on an Android phone. But that's how easy it is. Like you just go in and you clip. Like Audit having a reaction after the meeting when they shit all over Lara by cutting her voice off and not listening to her, not acknowledging her.
Yeah.
I was emotional, and it was enough to make Audit react. And clipping Audit reacting to a victim of Scientology, that's a great clip, right?
Yeah.
You know, just things like that. Like Grizz, I know Grizz has been going down. Her and MD Media have interactions with people and conversations with people, which Cher has had conversations with people. Ashley, I was so mad I missed Ashley's little live last week when she stopped over at Blue. There's a lot of great clips in that people could clip and share, touch that pole. Yeah, look at that sky, touch your toes, pick your nose. All of those things, right? Ashley did such an amazing job. And tell me there isn't a million things to be clipped from yesterday's live stream with Lara
Oh
and
my
Ashley.
God.
Tell me there isn't
Tons.
a million, right? Get that
It's
out.
an 8-hour live stream, so I wouldn't know where to start. I still have to catch up
No,
with
but I'm just
most
saying,
of it.
everybody listening to
Yeah.
this, everybody in the
Yeah.
chat, anybody watching this, go to Lara's live, practice on your phone. Get your favorite clip of when they were giving some people some, and it's, they all have that keeping their TRs and smug,
Ugh. Yeah.
right? Just ignore the shit out of that stuff. They're trained to do that. Inside they're boiling, going, why are you telling me the OT3? Right? I'm going to die of pneumonia tomorrow. Yeah. Sorry, I'm
Someone
talking
is
too much. I
asking,
want to hear from Muriel.
someone's asking about the copyright strikes. You need to make, transformative content. So basically, you will need to add some text or some kind of input of your own if you're concerned about that. I think for me and Haggis and, Mona will definitely let people steal with pride. But
Yeah, I have no problem with that. And I know Lara and anybody in our community
Mm.
will let anyone borrow their content. Matt has said it a million times over and
Yeah.
over again. Anybody who
Tag
wants to
the
use it for,
creator. Tag the
yeah, you
creator.
know,
You know.
There is whenever you upload a video or a live stream, there is there's a question they ask you whether you want to, like, you enable other people to share it. And if you
yeah,
say yes, which is by default, they can share it. So they can just do it. And I think the same with the music. Like if you do it in a short, in just a few seconds, you can use the music, even though it's copyright music. So
yeah. I
that's
think
the
it's
good
under
thing about the
30
shorts.
seconds. Yeah, under 30 seconds. If there's music in your video, they'll
Yeah.
let you post it. Anything longer
So
than
you can
that,
put a song
they'll
that is famous or a song that applies, like Matt is doing. That is hilarious
yeah,
with his shorts. And yeah, that's a great idea, because if you guys are watching, so many people are watching those live streams, they're great moments. And so far, I've only been thinking narrowing down to one video a week, because that's what I knew how to do. Or because, other people may do, like, we thought, okay, we'll do a live stream showcasing because that's what we've been doing, or that what Natalie, started doing, because that's what we saw. But there are so many different ways, and I think a lot of people who watch the shorts, like we see William Good and Jessica, they have done so many millions of views shorts that are similar. So they're kind of used to seeing weird stuff with the Sea Org and stuff like that.
yeah,
So and those things really work.
yeah. And
So yeah,
William Good is getting, what was that, 1 million views on some of them? Like a lot of
many
views.
say, yeah,
Not all of his stuff is getting that attention, but I guess when
no, some
But
there's
videos,
there's
yeah.
so
several millions,
there's
I think,
there's yeah
for
there's
specific videos. Yeah.
and I doesn't necessarily mean that his audience is gonna do anything with it, but it does, if one of them does, you know, um, sure. But that's what
It
I'm
is
saying is,
at one point it becomes a popular thing, even if they don't do anything about it. Like I saw, for example, the other day I was seeing DOA with the RB. He met some people. They were like, "Yeah, we saw the like people are seeing stuff like that." So it comes to
yeah,
this. It kind of shows that they shouldn't be afraid anymore, or that something weird is going on, and eventually it erodes whatever it is that they want to do.
yeah,
But we can do more. That is just the fun part of chasing the sea, or
yeah.
closing the
Well, yeah, because
whatever works. I mean, whatever we see that is important, that is being
yeah,
denounced. But you
yeah,
mentioned very emotional moments, and that's what matters, right? That's what, yeah.
because I mean, like clips. I want to do some more clips from the conversation um, that Mona and Lara had, right?
Uh-huh.
Because there's a lot in that, and then there's also a lot in conversation that Mona and Audit had in the videos where they're talking about the legalities and informing the masses, right? So that's a way of doing it. Make these clips, do an Amy, and tweet, 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 right? Um, just getting the word out. Go into your local, if there's local groups that you're a part of. You know how Facebook groups have neighborhood things like that. Um, put out posts about warning, and you heard about this event that's going to happen. Let me just inform you about this group that is doing this thing in your community. And this information can be validated. Just look at this, and this, right? Or reach out to me, blah, blah, blah. We ran into, while we were protesting, I don't know if anybody in the chat was watching, but when we did our protest at the new org location, we handed out the Fsciento card to somebody. They thanked us and said that they were members on their local area Facebook community page, and they were going to take Michelle's document that she had put together and upload it onto their community page and
Nice.
put our card on it. So something that simple, right? I created a letter and I made it publicly available for anybody, and I gave audit, and so if you have audits information and you want it, I even sent a letter to 60 Minutes Australia. It's worth a try. They were one of the biggest channels to cover anything to do with Scientology. They seem to be one of the only channels. So maybe the next thing we need to do is send that letter to CNN. What's that guy's name? that really good-looking, handsome gay guy whose mother was a Vanderbilt. What's his name?
Anderson Cooper.
Anderson Cooper,
Anderson Cooper,
right?
I don't know.
I
don't know
he
how to
did,
remember that.
yeah, he did the one on, I think he interviewed Leah, and or was that ABC? Can't remember now. But he did a thing on Scientology on CNN. I remember Anderson Cooper doing one.
Time
So
ago,
maybe,
and I don't know if he got in trouble for that, but that was some time ago, so things
yeah.
can change. And
So
I know,
maybe
I'm
it's,
sorry to interrupt a little bit. I know that Miriam, you say you had some little you had some things on your mind that you would like to, like, I don't know how much time you have to be here, or maybe you have
Me?
time and we can
Ah,
continue. Yeah.
yeah. Whenever Haggis
If
is
you're
ready.
I'm shut me up.
yeah.
Here, hang on. I put something
I
on
no,
there.
I
remember
love it
to.
because it brings so many ideas. I wasn't sure if Miriam, like, you told me you would be there a little bit, so I'm like, okay, maybe you have to go or something. So I wanted to hear, like, how was
Yeah,
your afternoon going?
yeah. But I think I'm good for the
Um,
next hour or so. So it's good if
oh, cool.
yeah. I don't.
So we can
Yeah.
keep talking. Yeah. I mean, I'm just taking notes because everything can help, and it's also like, uh, people like, I don't know if I say me or many of us who was just in the chat, and then one day it's like, okay, we're gonna call or we're gonna do this or that, and then I guess it helps. I don't know. In my sense, I never know, but when it comes to other people, I know it helps. At least, and something you mentioned at the beginning, Haggis, it was like you met people in your area and you went there to protest together, and I
Yeah,
guess something that kept me going every week, which was the question at the beginning, also that I'm wondering, is like the thing that keeps me going in a big portion is that people keep commenting and being enthusiastic, and we kind of push each other every week in a good way,
yeah,
right? Like, oh, this
yeah.
is good, like, now this happened, and when one is losing energy, maybe the other one has more energy, so it's like
Well,
running a marathon or
well,
preparing
what
for one.
can I just say this? There's obviously a group for some reason, I don't know who they are, that don't want us to be effective. And the only
Yeah.
thing I can think of is it bounces back to who doesn't want us to be effective, right? So when you have a whole bunch of people out there trying to undo things that people are doing, things that are going to create change, allow exposure, things like lawsuits,
Yeah.
people being in court with things. There's such a thing as discovery, and people can request information from organizations, and that will present policies and doctrines and things like that and put them on record. This is what people need to understand. When they do things that are counteractive to what we're trying to do, there has to be a reason why they're doing it. Because, and like I say, that just pushes some of us to work even harder. You know,
Hmm.
I know that Mona had been working on the FBI thing and the legal thing for a long time. Like, she's been researching the crap out of this. Between her and audit, they've been working really hard on finding, this, that, and the other thing. And then Cajun Juju found out about that law firm, right?
Yep.
And then there was the Mormon video that came to light, and um, all that stuff, and it just kind of went. So everything that Mona had been working towards just went.
Right.
Finally, right? So again, not enough credit to those. And I know she's sitting there going, "I'm just here because I need to get something done." You did a hell of a lot, lady. You did a hell
Yeah.
of a lot. Um,
And when the
and
whole thing goes down, we're going to know who were those people. And one of the things that keep me going too is like, I want to show everybody who is actually doing a lot of work, not just the people who are most famous. And it's not about the credit, but it's fair that the right people get also the right credit, right? Like, so uh yeah, that was one of the many things. And as you say, I think when you see somebody trying to counteract the effort, that also is another thing that keeps me going. When I see people trying to, or saying lies about, no, the movement is dead, nobody's protesting, or this is never going to happen, or, oh no, it decided. Like when Clearwater, I have some screenshots of comments that I made, and people's like, okay, it was decided, so there was nothing we can do. And then look what happened. So apparently anything that tries to put us down, sometimes it does the counter effect, right?
Yeah. Well,
If
again,
you're,
Carla,
yeah,
that was Mona
yeah,
in Morning Sunshines, right? Mona's like, let's all write a letter. And she
yeah.
put kind of like a draft together on her post and said, here's like what I've done. If you want to take that and, you know, and put it to your own. So I saw that Holly did a letter, audit myself, and several others, and a lot of people, because I went and I did a search on the Clearwater Council page, and I found that there was a ton of people who wrote in from Clearwater and around the place, and in our community. So thank you to everybody who did that, right? And Amy called them. Amy got on the phone and left them messages. Um, and
Those are messages. I hope you recorded me, because I want to hear
Speaking of Amy, can you
that.
put the link, Carla, in the chat for
Yeah,
Amy?
yeah, bring up
She
Amy.
wants
Bring
to
up
come up.
Amy.
like, she was like, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit late, and also Gigi's here, and what was I about to say? Oh yeah, and there was a part where Cotton, like, because I saw the meeting that lasted forever in Clearwater. I saw it like 3 times because I was making the video about that. And at one point, Cotton said, like, yeah, well, I have thousands of emails. I can only imagine what type of emails.
I bet you one of them was from Amy.
Oh yeah, and people who like said whatever they and sometimes you feel like, oh, how can I write a letter? It's great to have the examples, and lately we have. I'm not a big fan of AI, but it helps a lot to at least take the
I don't know how
fear
to use
out
it.
of writing something. It's like, can you help me make this more professional? Okay, well, and you just write it whatever, and then you know, it helps you
Yeah,
out a little bit. So
yeah.
yeah.
You know, and channels like Natalie's channel, if she could take some of the stuff that Mona and Audit have been doing and put it out on her audience,
I don't know if
that
she does. I haven't watched her channel in a long time, and
well,
I guess you guys are sending them that. Yeah,
she's been in Hawaii
right.
on holiday, so I'm hoping that now that she's back, maybe it'll be addressed, because that and the Clearwater thing were not addressed. Hey, Amy,
Hey,
Hi.
hey.
how are
Don't
you?
mind me. I have a bad hair day.
You're
I'm in
always
the
having a
car.
bad
beautiful.
hair
I'm
day.
in the car
That's
because,
what
yeah,
braids
this
are
is what I
for.
look like. I've doxed my face. Okay. No, I could. My daughter's home, so I don't get a lot of privacy, and she's the Badinsky. These kids. So, no, I don't know. I hate to interrupt you all, but when you were in the middle, but what I'm trying to do with the Twitter issue, or the X now, which is not the same like it used to be, is to trend the topic. Like when you take the hashtags on the subject and you keep using it, and say you have like me just tweeting things like all the videos, and other people doing the same as what I'm doing. You just go to the share option of the video, and it will either you copy, share to X or a Facebook or other platforms. You pick the X, and it will bring you to this X screen, to your account, where you can plug in, please watch this, hashtag Scientology, hashtag, is a hashtag child trafficking, hashtag cult. Or
Right.
then you could say add true crime, and then you can add the person, say the person that you're tweeting out has a Twitter or X account. You can tag them so they know their video is out there, and if they want to retweet it, because the more people that will retweet it using that video, that tweet, or they can quote it and add hashtags above it, the more people that do it, the more it catalogs in that area, that subject matter. In addition to that, you're actually helping a topic trend. Because if, for instance, say yesterday I was tweeting like 50 million people, I was probably driving YouTube crazy adding, but I was trying to get it where like, if you have a certain amount of tweets, you're going to get more, you're going to have more notice. People are going to notice like, why is this trending? What's going on here? That would bring people more to us because it would get us out of this echo chamber that I'm finding. Because when we go to chats, we're seeing the same names. And if we don't, it's usually the trolls. And like right now with everything it's like you got to strike while the iron is hot.
Yeah, I totally agree with Amy. And
you're
especially
gonna miss an opportunity.
Yeah, when you make videos about Scientology, put the word Scientology on, the title of your stream. Put hashtag Scientology.
Because
put it everywhere.
Because I'm seeing a lot of them. I'm noticing. I hate to be a hashtag police woman. I hate to do that. But I'm saying is that they're forgetting, and it's so important. Just when you just put Scientology in the title, it may not get out there. It really may not get out there, because I know I'm not going to name names. I don't want to be like that, but people need to be reminded that if they want to really add some value to the movement, you really need to use those hashtags, because it's going to be lost in fall through the cracks is more like it.
Yeah, exactly. And if I was doing live with Amy, and I would put a title saying "Conversation with Amy," people wouldn't, they wouldn't have any idea what we're talking about. You need to put Scientology on your title. And I saw a comment there regarding Natalie. Yes, I'm in communication with Natalie, irregularly, regularly, whatever. And she's also stating in her lives, I show what people want me to show. Her show is more of a, popular culture related, and she's showing the things that people want to see. And that's what she said. If I don't get mails, I don't get clips of things that people want to see, then I won't show them.
I did send her yours, Carla.
I mean, there can be some exceptions, of course, that, she doesn't want to platform certain people, whatever. Okay. But let's put that aside. Let's have the people that, she's willing to platform, she will platform. If you just send the clips, the videos. Carla just said that she had difficulties making one recap for a week that is, of course, highly edited, which is different to Natalie's show. However, she's doing it almost every single day. It's a lot of work. She can't be everywhere. She can't see everything. So send the clips to Carla as well. We cannot just sit at home, criticize people for not showing this and not doing this and that. The community needs to get involved, just like Amy has been doing. Amy is not live streaming, but Amy is calling the meetings. Amy is tweeting. Amy is borderline harassing people on Facebook.
Well, I mean, no, but you need to put you need to get it out. People need to have that pressure. That because if they're supporting that, they're actually pariahs.
Yes.
How could you if you go out and said to somebody, look, I'm not gonna say that rotten cotton guy. Say he has kids.
I will.
And for instance, his kids find out their dad went and they did their kids are going to be mad at their father once they start looking at this stuff on, just like when we say to the police, your kids are seeing this, that you're supporting the child trafficking, and that now your father's going to be he's going to be said you hate protesters that are protesting evil. What kind of a person are you? I just think there has to be some sort of social pressure put on people to acknowledge that things are wrong. There's
put
right
a brown
and
nose
wrong.
if you can edit. Put a brown nose on him and put him on TikTok on display. Look at this clown talking on behalf of Scientology.
To me, it's like a scarlet letter, that they're walking around with this stigma now that they don't really support people that are trying to end something that's bad under the guise of a fake religion. So, and it's and I just think people can't give up, because I get burned out. I like watching it, but sometimes it's just, I'll have to turn it off because I want to reach through the phone and scream at these people that are not listening to what's going on. And that's why I do the meet, call in. It's a catharsis. but it's just, I do it because we have to speak up and be advocates, because if we don't, no one's going to, who's going to do it when they're coming after us? Who's going to take care of us? You know, when we're
Amy, are you on Threads?
no, I don't. I don't know if I can manage something else.
Oh, because I was going to say, if you could set up because I'm banned from Twitter. I'm not allowed on Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
If you could
You're
tie
banned. That's oh, you told us. Yeah. You say something about politicians.
Yeah.
You can make another account with another email. It's not that difficult.
Well, you have to.
I was going to say, because I everything I put on my Instagram gets shared to Threads, and I was thinking if I could somehow get your Twitter posts and put them on Threads.
That would be, I have to look. Today is nutty. It's crazy. You know, I had groceries. I had to do catch up on things today, the week, you know.
Yeah. Now, what's Blue Sky that Joe put? I've never heard of Blue Sky.
I've heard.
But I'm an old fart,
you know
so what do I know?
I'm so overwhelmed with remembering all the passwords, remembering I can't manage it. I'm like, I don't know how people I can't, I don't know. I have my my fill, the cup runneth over with all of the platforms that I'm on. It's very hard sometimes to figure things out. And
and you don't need to be in all of them. Like if different people can focus on, like somebody likes TikTok more, or somebody likes YouTube more.
We don't want to spread ourselves out either, because it's like I can't, like I'm just trying to, like, then I'm done this and then I'm doing the Twitter stuff, and I'm just but my goal is to try to get every single really important pertinent post onto that, with those hashtags, whatever I can come up with, and also whatever live streams, videos that I could do. It's better to get those on, because then, you know, it could get, people forget about that, and then, like, say it just somehow someone could just hashtag that subject, and then they come up with, say they hashtag the true crime, and then they could find videos on Scientology. It makes them more interested in that and bring more people into the community. You can get a news person interested if they're looking at that, you know, somebody like on Law and Crime.
I emailed Law and Crime too. I sent them.
I've tried calling them. I've tried calling Law and Crime. They don't even answer their phone. They're terrible. I've left messages with Law and Crime. They have a New York number that I call, and you know, and they don't even answer. They're just some of these places. I'm like, how do you even function as a network if you don't even talk to people? Like, what is going on here? It's very frustrating, but the thing is that if I really question people, if they're not willing to cover a lot of this stuff, do they really want to end this criminality? What's in it for them? You know, that they keep it going and trying to cut people down that are really trying to just end this evil against people and humanity.
Yeah, and at one point they're going to realize that this fair game stuff, it's going to end, or they're not going to be able to fair game everybody. And I mean, I think that maybe mainstream media have the lawyers telling them, no, Scientology this, Scientology that, because this is all idea that they're going to sue you, which is not really that old. Lara, you're more than welcome to join, and anybody who wants to join.
I'm going to go off, and I'm going to say, like, the thing is that they can go after people's professions, and
that's true.
And like, to me, like, for me, like, what it is it like in certain professions, they teach people about trafficking and fighting against abuse, and people that are in certain professions are mandated reporters. And like, why would those boards want to suspend people's licenses and their certifications because they're fighting evil that they're supposed to per their licensure?
Yeah.
And that's all. I don't know what else to say, but I just think that we have to strike. The iron is really hot right now, and we got to keep chipping away. Like in my video where I showed
what you said about the scarlet letter thing, that
the what? Excuse me?
The scarlet letter.
A scarlet letter, right? A scarlet.
Sorry,
letter.
I got a little bit.
It's like
what you say about at one point, like it's going to like for now it's like kept not a secret, but like you can shut up and not say anything about it, ignore it. But at one point, with the public opinion, it's too much to say, okay, you were the one who said yes to this or who didn't do anything.
Right.
Then that's a great thing. Like you keep pushing, at one point it's going to explode.
Because it's like, what side of history do people want to be on?
Right. Exactly. And we've been saying it over and over you've been saying over and over in the meetings, and that was something that I just cannot wrap my head around. How can they keep the straight face? But again, this is great because it was not planned, but the idea of how many more things we can do, because sometimes I feel like maybe we're hitting a wall doing the same thing over and over again, maybe not, but it looks like it. And I always see Audit and Mona coming up with new ideas, and Miriam and everyone, coming up with new ideas.
Right. And especially now, like with the that movie being released,
yeah,
anybody can go to a theater and stand on the easement and just say, hey, Tom Cruise is a Scientologist. If you're going to the movie, you're supporting these abuses, and think twice about going in there and seeing where your money's going to.
We should go to every video or every place where they're making.
Right. You can tweet out AMC, wherever the theater, wherever theater company, AMC. I don't know what I don't go to. I stay home and watch movies. It's more, I enjoy that better than going to these movie theaters, to be quite honest with you. But like,
I make better snacks at home anyway.
Well, that's cheaper, and then I don't have to sit next to people. I'm a germaphobe, but I don't have to wipe the seat off. I don't know whose nasty head's on that thing. And I don't have to worry about who's sitting next to me with that cologne one time that gave me the biggest migraine. I'm like, I can't handle this anymore. I'm just staying home, eating my snacks, watching it on the streaming for it's cheaper that way, So that's
this is great. Like Christy says, I leave pamphlets in bathrooms everywhere I go.
There you go.
That's amazing. Now, I know that we can make pamphlets simply, and is it in the Fsciento space? Like there are also links to things that we can download there, or
you can print out. Right. That's okay. But I just think that it's like when we all can go to certain theaters, that I would have to go to a place where my daughter would be approving of me to go, because I have to worry about her. You know what I mean? Like, because I would have to worry about, because she'd get him. My always thing is like, she's gonna be embarrassed if I do something, and I really also value her feelings in the movement, in what I do.
Yeah, another thing I was thinking about, because somebody, Christy's comment, pamphlets. So the templates that outline, Scientology is abusive and stuff like that. Perhaps we can get the templates made available somewhere that people themselves can maybe buy some sticky labeling and print off like 10 pages and go and stick them around an org in your area or around schools in your area or something like that. Just stick them on poles if it's legal. Don't do it if you're not allowed. But that kind of thing, you could put them up in areas where you feel that there may be a vulnerable audience, right?
Exactly.
Just with the details of what Scientology is. Like on the cards that Miriam created, the Fsciento, it just outlines that there's child abuse, there's all elder abuse, etc., and where they can find more information. Something like that on a poll.
You don't need to write too much.
I'm gonna have to go now. Okay. All right.
Thanks for coming.
Okay. See you soon,
Amy.
See
you at Public Works tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Bye, Amy. Bye.
Actually, I wanted to a little bit continue on what Amy was saying. Because after we had the protest with a lot of guests from different countries in March, I decided to change the approach regarding the protesting. And I've been doing every Saturday for the last 3 weeks a protest. I sent you some clips as well, but I do a vertical stream. I'm in the same location. Because I'm thinking that attracts the people walking past by. They're doing that in Clearwater as well every Friday. I'm doing every Saturday. and in the last 3 weeks, I have gotten 30,000 views on the vertical live stream. I know people that are regularly watching, they hate the vertical live stream. I'm not here to satisfy, our own little bubble on how they like to watch our lives or whatever. I'm here to get the information out. And I've been reaching 30,000 people, which is totally different to the average 1,000 views per video, whatever, if I was protesting or I was interviewing someone. So the information is getting out there. A week ago, there came a man who was a journalist who was curious to hear exactly what we were doing. So we're making contacts also in the real life with people when we're doing that. I'm always hashtagging Scientology. I've gotten a bunch of new subscribers because of this method of protesting. So I think everyone just needs to find the right way to do things and then be consistent with that. Yeah. Because it's great if you do one tweet, but if you do 50 like Amy does in 24 hours, that's going to be much more impactful. And when she's using the same hashtag, it's gonna help within the algorithm. So whatever you decide to do, try and do it consistently. Because if we're all trying to do everything at once, it's just not going to work the same way.
And I think a lot of people are afraid. A lot of people are afraid of technology because they just don't want to get their hands dirty or anything like that. Even if you don't want to use it for personal use or gain or anything like that, just creating an account and finding Amy's and retweeting Amy's stuff would be so amazing. You don't have to create your own content, just share Amy's.
Exactly.
And you can click farm. No,
and you can make a Twitter account. Like I know Haggis is blocked, but you can easily make another email and create another Twitter account. So if you don't want to use your personal Twitter account, which makes you recognizable some way, then just create another Twitter account or X account and share via that.
Just so share. Yeah,
exactly.
Because it takes it out there. It's true. I always been kind of skeptical of how much you can get viral by it. I don't know why I'm so skeptical. I guess I don't know why. But if you never try, it's never gonna happen. And you guys are like changing completely my mind about that, and that's super cool. I hope that more people here are thinking the same. Like today, I was watching that clip again of this person whose name I forgot again, in Clearwater, and he said some lessons that he got from the experience of Save the Garden. One of them was one person can make a huge difference because they heard about this from one person who told his wife, who told him, who heard about, and then so there are several lessons from there that I think can be applicable to everything that we're doing in different areas. I don't know exactly why he's doing it, or in particular why Clearwater has people Clearwater have their own reasons. But it's interesting to learn from all these experiences. So I'm very happy that I could hear all this, and that people here who hopefully are watching later or watching here, whoever we are, for 30, 40 people, that's a lot, because 40 people can make a huge difference if we really are committed. I think that I always talk about quality versus quantity. Like sometimes few people very committed can achieve so much more than maybe large quantity, but it's also great to to achieve a critical mass of people. So and eventually we'll come up with more things.
And my motivation is to reach the Danish people, because I'm protesting in Denmark. So I need to get the Danish people involved. I need to encourage people to come out. Like now I got a great, group of friends here who are, willing to come out and protest. So no one ever needs to go out alone. Hopefully there will come someone who wants to do also streaming. And that's why, quantity.
It's great that you're out there with more people. It's true, because it was the other day you were alone. The guy was being weird, and we were there for you, but it was kind of weird and uncomfortable. And I was thinking about the consistency. You said I try my best. For example, it's a completely different realm, but say okay every Sunday at this hour, and I couldn't do it. But if people play water on Fridays, you're doing it on Saturdays. People who walk by, for whatever reason, they're gonna know you're there. I mean, it may not be every Saturday, but they have this idea that this thing is there.
Exactly. And to reach the people, to have the questions raised, whether it's on the live stream or it's the people on the street thinking, why are those people every single Saturday over there? What are they doing? Because we have had a lot of good conversations with people. So it is working. I can, the views and the engagement already, it speaks for itself. And Scientology is seeing that it's not me anymore or me and Balazs anymore. Suddenly we are 5 people. We were 50 people, a couple of months ago when we had a lot of people from different countries. So we are growing, and that's, we need to spread this information. I cannot be, I want to, of course, make other type of content. I want to talk with interesting people. And, of course, then it's totally different setup. But when we're going protesting, we want to have the maximum impact and the audience that,
we can do something that is more popular, and then you do something more insightful for whoever wants to see it. And it's different. Like here, we're talking about why we can do it completely different.
Exactly. So I mean, I don't care if a person finds me on shorts feed and watch my video for even just 1 minute, but if they hear me saying Scientology is an abusive cult, that's enough for me. I don't need to. Absolutely. I don't need anything else. That's that's enough for me. Yeah.
The same way they create this brainwashing by repeating and repeating, which is the type of hypnosis. That's how you do it, by saying the opposite, I guess. And it doesn't become like
talking about repeating. Okay, so Joe sent a message to me this morning saying, did you catch Reese's live yesterday? And I was like, no, I was out partying and watching Eurovision Song Contest. So I watched it this morning after Mona's Good Morning Sunshines, and Reese normally is her content is conversation with her chat and stuff like that, and talking about life. And she's got such amazing fashion accessories. The woman can accessorize a paper bag,
and sense of humor.
And a sense of humor. Yeah. Only she can put a picture of a cat's butthole on camera, and it's funny. But today she took a turn, and she said her ADHD kicked in. She sat in a chair and was having a thought, and then decided to tidy. And in the process of tidying, she found stuff that she's been looking for that she had no idea where she put it. And it was photographs of her as a child of 15 or 16 years old, when she worked as an HCO, which is Hubbard Communications Officer. She was an administrator in the HCO in Kansas City. And she had all these photographs of all these people that she's mentioned in the past, the guy that threw the fax machine at her. And she even has photographs of the night that David Miscavige was presenting her with an award. Her dad had paid $40,000 for Reese to become a patron. So they shipped her off to St. Hill and to get her award. So she has a picture of David Miscavige on the stage,
with her
talking to and then she has a picture of the protest in Germany. They shipped her off to Germany, and then she's talking about all these things, and she said to her audience, I'm sorry I keep repeating these things, but it's important. And she kept repeating over and over again, re-showing the pictures, and she held it up at almost at the end of her video, and it was a picture of her sitting at her desk, and she said, this is why I'm doing it. This is why, because there's so many of this still in there. She says, I guarantee you and she started crying. There's so many more of this in there. There's sexual abuses related with Reese. There's physical abuse. There's forced labor. There's human trafficking, right? All of that. And it's so off topic for Reese, but those photographs made her talk about it. And she said talking about it, she finds actually healing. So I shared her link on my community post for anybody who really wants to see. Yes, Reese talks about her hoo-hoo and period cramps, but yesterday, her topic was, it was factual, and she had the evidence, and she has the photographs of people who said they've never met her, and stand beside her. She was explaining there's one photograph that she had where there's the people who she was her guardians, not her parents, people who were put in charge of her where she lived at their house, complete and utter strangers. And one of her guardians had her by the arm, and she said, in this photograph, we're doing the TR training. He's going, do this, look at this. And she said, you see the guy beside me, that's Dan O'Connor, the guy who threw the fax machine at me. He's following the TRs and I'm not. So this guy's, she said, there's a lot of touching, because if you don't do the thing, they'll take your face and they'll put it to the thing, or they'll walk you to the thing. So there's a lot of physical contact. That's not cool. That's abuse. That's coercive abuse. That's coercive control, right? So please, you don't have to be a fan of Reese. You don't have to be somebody who watches Reese, but the video she just did, go watch it. Yesterday she did a live.
Exactly, because I saw that she was putting videos, and I think it's at the end, right? If we check that particular moment, I find it. I know that I'm a little bit emotional lately too, but I think she probably has been going with the jokes and all that, because it's very difficult to talk about it. And no, and the fact that she would open up and show that, it's great, right? That she could show that. I mean, I have it here somewhere. I don't know if I'm going to find the courage to watch it, in terms of like if it's so emotional, right?
Yeah.
But great. Thank you very much for saying that. Because I would have known, because I haven't watched her in a long time, knowing that she went in a different direction. She did other stuff, right?
Yeah, she's a conversation channel. She helps people heal by having conversation. That's what she does. I've seen a lot of people in her comments where they've said, thank you for just being here and having this forum, because it allows me to have a voice. And I haven't felt this much confidence. I went and got my hair done. I did my nails. I went and had a makeover. I went and bought a baggy blouse and put a belt on it, because I was like, oh, that's too big for me. Oh, that's her usual content. And it gives people self-esteem, right? But today, yesterday's content was her emotional and real involvement in Scientology. She went to St. Hill in England to get her award from David Miscavige, shook his hand, was in L. Ron Hubbard's office. She took all these pictures. She has them. She has the pictures.
Yeah, I'm showing it here. This is, and it's surprised because I have no idea how old she's here, but I imagine it must be.
She's 16.
Kid, right?
It's
15,
2000.
15, I think.
15 or 16. She said it's 2000.
Baby.
She turned the photograph around. And it's got the date of 2000 on the back. And that was her in the office for HCO. And that guy sitting in the chair with his arms behind his head. He's the guy who threw Dan O'Connor, who threw the fax machine at her. That is Kathy, his sister, who Reese reported rape to. And she went, So there you go. So she has these photographs, and these people say that he is Dan O'Connor right beside her, TR training. He's never met Reese. He doesn't know who Reese is.
I was right, and you can see in suffering. Like when I saw this picture without the context, I didn't understand. Like you can see, it's like people at the office. It's nothing, but then when you know what they're actually doing, it's like
it's spring.
Look up
spring
here.
2000. She's 15 years old at this time, and she was a Hubbard communication. What is it called? Officer. She was hired as a staff, so she was working full time for Scientology at the age of 15.
Yeah, she said something about working 13 hours a day or something like that at one point in the video. Yeah.
This is her at St. Hill.
This must have been in St. Hill, right? Or something like that, with this asshole at the top. Ugh.
Yeah. And then she's got a picture of her. She took a photograph of L. Ron Hubbard's office, and she's got pictures of her waiting to receive her award from David Miscavige, and he's up on stage.
There.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, it was great to see that, because I mean, actually naming people and showing what they look like when you talk about 15, a lot of people can connect because they know people that age and they have kids that age, and they go, okay. And then you see them, they're like they're babies.
Yeah, working full time,
every
working a
day
full time job every day.
Yeah.
At that age. And see how far back David Miscavige is standing in this, so he doesn't look short next to that lady.
I shouldn't laugh. It's not even like we shouldn't care about that, but it's terrible. All right. So it's interesting, very interesting, right? Really to
and this is again
Yeah.
actually proof to a crime. This picture with the several people, because she's hiding with a finger a boyfriend she got since she was 14 years old, I think, and he was 10 years older. And this was approved by Scientology, this relationship that was actually a physical relationship with this person.
Right.
Yeah. And then
you can
they
see she's just a baby.
Yeah. And then they sent her off to, because while the court case was happening in Germany, when they did that, I don't know if anybody watched it, but there's a TV movie that was done about Scientology. It's not a documentary, it's acting and reliving a story about a guy who lost his family to Scientology. And the government in Germany were going after Scientology for being a cult and trying to get them kind of disbanded, sort of thing. There's more details on that. Mark Bunker's got stuff, and German news have stuff on that. There's also a channel called Anonymous Germany that has information. The movie is on Anonymous Germany's channel. But during that time when all this political turmoil was going down against Scientology, Reese got sent from London to Germany to participate in the protests that Scientology were putting on outside of that.
I think I saw a picture of a protest here.
Yeah.
I was surprised because I heard like the other day it was I think it's this one.
That's it. That's the one. That's in Germany.
Sorry, it's the clip.
Yeah. That's in Germany.
This is advertising. Yeah. Yeah, that one. Yeah. Right. And I remember Tori saying that they don't remember that we used to protest. They don't want to talk about it. Like they send people to protest. She was talking with Dylan, I think, and they were saying like about that. They don't want to show that they protest. And yesterday I had to catch up, but for what I understood, they also put a lot of people in a bus, and they send them to protest a psychiatry convention. That's what they did.
That was yesterday with Lara and Ashley.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go to, since we're showing clips and in videos and stuff like that, I'm gonna go to the clips that Miriam shared. Let me see.
Yeah, I sent you a lot of clips, but I actually maybe the two first ones are the most relevant into the protesting, because I wasn't sure about the setup of your live today, so I sent some funny stuff as well. But
that's cool. Well, I mean, we go with the flow actually, because this is whatever people want to share.
Yeah.
And I'm more open to have a conversation and listen and ask questions.
Yeah, I'll just
because I'm like, I don't know what to say. So yeah.
I'll just give a quick background before you share those two clips, because I received an invite. I mean, this is just, I'll just say generally, I have a lot of people contacts inside and outside Scientology, and I received a contact from my contact, an invitation for the 75th year celebration for the Dianetics book, which was on Friday. So we went to protest in front of AOSH EU, which is the advanced organization St. Hill for Europe. And I was going there with Rose, but then Monica decided to show up as well. So we were actually 3 people, and there were probably, I would say, about 450 guests actually, but that's including the Sea Org members as well. And the first clip I sent you was because there were two very young guys in front of the org, and they were Scientologists, and they were talking with me, but unfortunately they were very deeply into it already. So I'm just explaining the situation, because naturally I cannot film them or record them. So,
but they were talking with you. That's a
they were,
miracle.
yeah, they were talking with me, but we talk about the Sinu phases. That was basically that kind of reaction. Only kind of argumentation they had towards me was that, if you don't believe in immortal souls, why are you not taking better care of your body? So,
well, they send you to say something like to I don't know how they call it, like confront or whatever, to make you uncomfortable on purpose, stuff like that.
No, because I was not uncomfortable at all with them.
Yeah, I know, but they would say something like that because they think they probably would make you uncomfortable when you wouldn't care.
Yeah, that could be, but
on purpose, like they say whatever they are told to say, as they would do in one of those drills that they do.
But I kind of explained the situation in the clip, so maybe it's better.
All right,
to show
I'll
the
show
clip.
I show it now.
Yes.
Yeah,
Talk with the two young guys who are Scientologists out of their own will. One of them said he was from Greenland. One of them said he was Danish. They have joined Scientology out of their own will at the age of 18.
Wow.
Yeah.
So sad.
Yes, so sad. And they have been like drawn into it and apparently looking into it for a very long time. And they were extremely invested. So in the end, I just tried to... hi, Fluffer. Thank you for being here. Hi, Cher.
Squirrel.
Trying to just convince them not to sign the billion-year contract, and if they have any doubts at any point, put the brakes on and not move forward with it, and not let anyone else make decisions on behalf of them.
Did you have the cards?
Yes, I have cards. They are in the bag. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And we have sweets. We have a sweets lady here today. We talk with the two young guys.
So basically, yeah, I gave them the Fsciento cards. I tried to give them a rundown of the most problematic things within Scientology. One of the most concerning things they said to me as a response was when I talked about the suicides following being abused in Scientology. They said they just wanted to drop their body and get a new one.
Regarding other people doing that.
So when I was talking about suicides, they were saying that that was just because they wanted to,
But you never know how much you can reach them. I mean, one day they're probably going to remember what you said to them. So it's great that you were able to talk.
I hope so.
And here we have a question from Journey, as you can see on the screen. And Lara made some comments before, and I don't know if she's available to talk, if you want to talk about the protest. Yes, she probably did before, so I wouldn't want to bother her, but let's go first to Journey's asking.
Yes. No, because the idea was I can email you separately also, so I will not throw anyone under a bus. Let's say I will email you.
All right, we had that.
Yes.
I'm going to go to the second video that you sent. You said the first three, right, are the ones that you probably want to share more.
Yeah.
The Dynetics day.
Yeah, so the second one was a busload of Sea Org members coming, and we are doing our protesting chants over there for the people. So you can't see them, but you can hear us.
I see the cars.
A bus full of Sea Org members.
Yeah. No, thank you.
We have also our
Hi.
Whoop. Scientology. I think we are looking at the Malmö members, probably the Malmö org coming, or the Sea organization. Scientology breaks up families. Scientology is a harmful cult.
You can have a better and free life outside of Scientology. We welcome you.
Yes, if you need help, we can always help people leave Scientology. Your doubts are valid.
Your doubts are valid.
There are resources to help leaving Scientology. We come here as friends.
We come in peace.
We come in peace.
Come in peace and love.
May the force be with you. Happy
May you
diabetes.
live long and prosper.
Happy diabetes. Coming a bus full of sea.
When you say we come in peace, it's thinking of Ellie, by the way.
But I mean, there were 35 Sea Org members, and they were not from Sweden. They were from Denmark. So they were probably just working in a different location.
That was hilarious.
You're a silly muffin.
And now we have another one of, wait, I'm going to share it again. Let me see.
Oh, that was my protesting friends singing. I wanted to include it because they can actually sing. I try and they sing.
Let's see. You dance.
And we have, it's not just me, it's also Monica, and it's
Yes.
and Rose. Let's bring some beauty and some prettier voice into the picture. You could sing to us something. Do you have anything?
Oh, I'm sharing this. Sorry about
Kan livet du vil, og hvor findes ingen ord, der hilsner til, så kan det lige, hvad du vil.
Wow!
That's a Danish classic, that's what we do.
It's a very nice voice.
Yeah, she is an excellent singer, and she would really like to write a song together with someone that could be recorded, something anti-Scientology related. She's a gospel singer.
That'd be nice. Wow, that was so beautiful. Well, thank you for sharing it. That was like, I didn't know everybody has like a hidden talent.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Is Lara gonna come up and give us a little synopsis of how she
I don't know,
yesterday
Lara, are you
went?
available? I'm sharing a link
she
to
working?
whoever wants to come over and talk about Lara's and Ashley protest yesterday, because it was 8 hours and I was able to catch like half an hour yesterday. I wasn't able to watch much more. So
I will
I'd like
happily
to
give my spot to Lara and
I can bug her off. I
you don't
have
need to
do it
go.
here.
Like, we have enough space for everyone. I just don't know
Okay.
if she's available. I hope so. She said something here. Let me go up in the
And
chat.
Mona could maybe come up and
And whoever wants to join and tell us what happened.
She's at work.
At work.
She can't.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're gonna read your comments here. And whoever wants to tell us also who has been watching yesterday, or today in replay. Yeah. So they believe that Ashley and her alone, being out there and finding their meetup location, protesting before they even step out the door, and they stop the march from happening. That is so cool. Two people, by white people, like they are not regular, like you.
They picked the wrong gal. Yeah, I mean, her voice is powerful as F.
Oof.
So those brick walls did nothing to stop the sound going through them.
Yeah. And it is the women, you know, I met these two guys in Copenhagen. They were like, one said, oh, I've studied Scientology in university. I studied religion, you know, you're not going to do anything. And I said, you know, you haven't met me yet. You're going to see this face again. It's going to happen. So
who told you, that those guys, the young guys told you like you
No, there were some other people, but it's just
okay.
I mean, we have some strong women. I count myself into one of them in this community, and we're not giving up. Mona, Audit, Lara, Haggis, you, Carla. I mean, we're not gonna give up. So you know, watch this space, see it happen.
All right, so I'm gonna go. So yeah, it shows that like Kirby saying here, 1 or 2 people can so effectively empower. And also Lara has so much knowledge. So everything, like she knows the people there. She knows how to communicate with them. So, and you know, it's not just her voice, but what can they say?
Oh yeah. And that's another good thing about Miriam. Miriam, when she did that big protest, she had, what was the lady who was in the article, named in the article?
Bianca?
Not Bianca. There was the other woman, Annetta.
Annette.
Annetta?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So there was Annette, Yeah,
Yeah.
there was Annette, there was Cyril, there was Samuel, there was Ballas, there was Bianca.
Annette.
So in that protest alone, she had 5 former children of Scientology. Or I think Annette went into it when she was a bit older, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So
still
4
young.
children, right? 4 forced labor children. And what are they going to do? Right? You have 4 voices of former victims of the abuse in Scientology there. That's what makes Miriam so effective, is because they've reached out to Miriam. They've realized she is an absolutely trustworthy source to go to for help, and they trust her, right? So, oh, here comes Lara. Put the link up
I
again.
hope so. Let me see. Put the link again. I don't know why I'm copying it again, because it's the only thing I have. See.
But I'll need to start to get ready for my workday tomorrow. And,
I hope so. If not, whoever wants to guide me, yeah, waiting next door, because I saw it was like a chase. It was like one of police chases, or like a real life moment. Oh, okay. Journey says that some people from Sacramento Public also went down to LA. Yeah, they probably gathered people because they don't have enough, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, as Amy's saying. Yeah. All right. So I shared the link there if Lara can come over. And if not, I'm going to share the screen. Let me see.
And I will pop out now. Thank you for having
all
me.
right. Well, thank you for coming over and for sending me the links, and always being there and encouraging me and all of us to do this great.
Yeah, you're doing amazing work. And
to
keep
keep
a
doing
break.
Stuff.
Yeah, and keep a break if you need to keep a break, but don't leave us for good. Just take care of yourself.
Oh, thank you. You're very kind. I was thinking like maybe what I do is like counteract it, because the short videos get to more people. I'm like, I take more time, but I also think in terms of like a archive of things that we can go back to and see back. I mean, of course it's every week, but it's also like it's good to have, I don't know, as a recount of something that changed and how it was changing in real life. But let me see, how do I share, because I'm forgetting how to do everything today.
See you. Bye.
Bye. Have a great evening.
Bye,
or
Miriam.
night, or whatever it's called. So we're here, and it was watching an action movie. Amy, yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Hi, David. Hello, David and Lisa.
Hi, David and Lisa.
Lovely to see you here. And I'm gonna go through, like, I have shared it again, just in case whoever wants to come over, like, you guys let me know. And in the meantime, I'm gonna scroll. And if you want to, Haggis, if you read in the chat and you want to let me know, because they started here at Blue, right? And this was
look up Scientology CCHR abuses. Look up Scientology CCHR deaths. How many people? It's a free country. How many people have died?
Right. So they have this Citizen Commission of Human. Okay, so this is the CCHR, and these people must have been here forever, I guess, right? And this is the face of I'm pretending that I don't care, right? From what I understand.
Don't talk to
Lara
me. Don't get in my way. Go away.
Yeah.
That's like Mara's like, no, I'm here. I have a right to use my voice. The First Amendment. I can walk a public street and I can express my views. That's basically what it was.
Under the care of CCHR. How many deaths? Oh God, how many deaths? Thousands of deaths by Narconon, by CCHR.
Oh, look at that woman's face. It's like so dystopic. She's smiling while they're saying that.
Well, what we have to remember too, when we see all these people coming in buses in and out of buildings, they have no choice. They're being told they have to be there and wear the stupid shirts, right?
But
That's
these
their
people,
job.
They are. I mean, I look at them and I don't think there's. I don't know if they're sea, or they look like. So I don't even know where. Like, of course, Lara was probably saying that. Sorry, where they come from, because it probably was as you say, they have no choice, right?
You knew what that was. Your 1-1 smile doesn't cover up the abuses of Scientology. The Sea Org members neglected of sleep, food, money, freedom to see their families. Smile all the fuck you want. CCHR is a scam.
Wow, it's like that is one of those moments that you say you have to create a short
Yes.
saying those terrible things,
Yes.
and these people smiling.
Co-producer is going to give you unique.
Okay.
Hey, was that the
Okay, this-
guy? Go back to that last clip after
Yeah,
your
I'm
ad
waiting
comes
for
up.
the ad to leave.
Was
That
that
guy?
the security? No, is that it's the bus driver?
This is
Okay.
the bus
Just
driver. Yeah.
I saw the glasses and I was like, is that little security man that likes to threaten people with pepper spray?
No, that's a different guy. That's the
Okay.
driver.
That was the bus driver.
They
Okay.
live from here, and I remember watching this part.
Following you, yep. Look, he's telling him to go around. So that looks like that's what we'll be doing. Going around.
The girl
He looked like
jumped
he knew
in.
my father, by the way. Right when I said that, I was like, oh, motor pool.
Oh, that's something that I heard that happened too, that they made a go to a different route, which is also fun to see. And what is this? When they have like a red carpet there?
They're having an event, I guess, for the diarrhea ethics 75th anniversary.
Right. All right, makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
And
right, that the mass, yeah.
One of my favorite parts was when Lara confronted Adam and it's like, oh, Scientology and CCHR have nothing to do with each other. That's why the security guy from Big Blue is walking around wearing a CCHR shirt. Like, yeah, dude. Flunk.
They say that they have nothing to do with each other?
Yeah. Meanwhile,
What's
they're
the name of the guy?
loading
Adam?
buses. Adam, the security guy.
Oh, I
Yeah.
have like a lot of things. I don't know which. Oh, it must be here. Because I go straight to like, this is maybe here?
Ah.
It was
No, I think it was over when she found the
at the beginning?
building. When she found the building and she said, hey, Adam, I thought, was she in the intersection or was it at the building? Yeah, it was at this black building and Adam appears and she's like, hey, wearing his CCHR shirt. If
It
she's
must be
in the chat,
here.
maybe she'll.
Has nothing to do with science. Yeah, let me see.
Let's go back because that's where all their minions are. Yet Adam says CCHR has nothing to do with Scientology. You are the evidence, dude. You are the bullshitter. So here this guy is. He is post Adam does security at the blue buildings, but yet here he is on 12th and Olive, pretending like he's just a regular person. Guys, look up CCHR deaths. Look up elderly abuse and neglect on the internet. If you can't talk to me, you're not free. You see that? This is what you're doing. This is what you're doing. This is what you do, Adam. This is what you do. We're going to go yell in that door. Ash, I'm going to keep yelling in the door because I know they don't like it, and it's definitely getting the word in. That's
It gives me the goosebumps to see this. It's so much information.
Look it up on the internet. Look up the deaths of CCHR, the deaths of Lisa McPherson, Whitney Mills, David.
What?
Did you do your Xenu OT levels? Are you auditing your body things? Are you auditing your body things? It looks like you aren't keeping your TRs in. A psychiatrist. You're a suppressive. You suppress people with lies of L. Ron Hubbard, hypnotic witchcraft bullshit. You're disgusting. Wake up, do the work. Look up Operation Snow White on YouTube.
That would be a good sign. Wake up, do the work. Scientology abuses
here's
kids.
Lara.
Wake up, do the work.
Hi.
Hi.
Nice.
I'll pop out if you want it. If you want to stay on, Lara, I'll pop out.
Oh, wait, we have space for everyone here. It's all good.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she's muted though. Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess she'll come
but
back on in a second.
yeah. So yeah, that was which one you said it was good for a t-shirt? Nice shirt?
When she said, "Wake up, do the work," right? Because you can say as much as you like. It's like Mona's here. When Mona says, you can tell a story, but without proof, so you need victims, you need report, you need
Yeah,
people to come forward, right? So you can talk all you want, you can tell a story all you want. People aren't going to believe you until they see the proof. So wake up, do the work.
right.
Go look it up yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's everywhere. So all you have to do is Google.
Fucking scam! CCHR abuses the elderly, abuses its people. Look up deaths of psychiatry, Scientology.
So what were they doing here? What is this building?
Just from
Sorry.
an observer, I think
Yeah.
this was where they were all going to organize and then head out and head over to do a protest against the convention that was happening on psychiatry. And they were going to do a big march through the streets. And Lara just showed up with her voice and the truth and shouted it out real loud, her and Ashley.
She put a kibosh to it, that's for sure.
Yeah, she sure crushed that. Yeah.
They mostly wanted to avoid having having kids there. Oh my God.
Oh yeah. Oh, but this is good. This part here, she
right.
talks to them.
Born and raised in as a child in the Sea Org, I no longer get to talk to my dad. Where's my dad? Where's my mom? CCHR kills. Scientology is CCHR. Excuse me, don't go in front of me. Look it up. Go on YouTube and look up Operation Snow White. Look up all the children that unalive themselves. My friends unalive themselves because of CCHR and the Sea Org and Scientology. Scientology is a cult. Scientology doesn't allow you to think the way you want to think. Look up Whitney Mills' death. She died in Clearwater.
Hi, Lara.
Hi, Lara.
Can you hear us now? Let me see. I'm gonna pause this.
Can you guys hear me now?
Oh, now we can hear you. Yeah, welcome. Hi. Thank you for coming over.
Hi.
I think you're like frozen now.
Can you hear me?
But she always looks great, so
right.
that's the way of getting frozen.
Nice and clear.
Let's try again. Keep talking.
Checkity check check. 1, 2.
Okay, we can hear you.
We can hear
right?
you. Yeah. You're frozen,
That
but we
was
can hear you.
8 hours nonstop.
I'm sorry, guys.
You
I
catch
might be
them all.
messing it all up.
We can hear you.
Am I messing it all up, guys?
We can hear you.
Can't hear you. Are you at work?
She.
There she is. Hello. Oh.
Okay, is that better?
Hello, hello.
Okay, when she comes back on, let's all freeze and act like we're frozen. Kidding.
I blinked. Flunk.
Okay, I'm gonna try this again.
We can hear you. Can you hear us?
We can hear you, yeah.
Yeah, I think it took a little fart break on the internet on my end. Uh-oh, it's doing it again, guys. I don't know if I have a good enough reception. I'm out here in Malibu.
Well, we can hear you. Even if it freezes, we can hear you when it freezes.
Yeah, and we want to see you, but if you may want to try without the camera,
I feel like if you guys keep going, then I'll be able to
show you the video. I keep going. with the video?
Mm-hmm.
Great. So I'm going to put it on mute and read it, but tell me if you want to put the noise, the noise, the sound.
I'll mute me,
They're
and
all
then when
going over
if I
to
want to
their
jump in to
freaking
add
thing,
something,
so
then
it's
I will.
fine.
That way it won't interrupt it the whole time.
I'm going to get every
Great.
person coming in and out. You might as well shut it down.
So can you tell me, Lara, well, would you like to, like, is this the part that we want to see? Is this, which part of all the 8 hours is the one that we can go direct to? Because I want to see everything, but you know, like, that's like the kids, oh my God. That really gave me the...
It was nonstop.
Oof.
It was literally felt like all day nonstop, other than sitting down for a minute to eat with Ashley. And that's like, it was just nonstop. I had to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, because that whole place was full of people, full of Sea Org members looking like they were just regular Scientologists recruiting people into CCHR.
Wow. So they just...
This was their meetup spot.
Right.
That they kept confidential.
And you got the info and you just followed them?
She followed them.
We followed the buses.
And there's
Remember
the
this
back.
guy?
Yeah, the actor that talked to DOA and said kids need to be productive in society.
Mm-hmm.
So get them out and working as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
No, that's not the same guy.
That is the same guy. That's the actor.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely him, Mona.
That's
this
him.
guy? The guy with the camera? This one?
Yeah.
That guy
him.
walking, it was definitely him. I don't know, in the other one, he made it look like he had whiter hair. Maybe he dyed his hair to look a little grayer.
Yeah, he has fixed his hair, but that's him. It's 100% him.
You can even hear me when he comes out. I say something to him.
Yeah. And
Look
he just
at why
tries so
people
hard.
are disconnected from their parents in the Sea Org.
It's so creepy how they're smiling. So how is it like, what are they thinking in your experience, Lara? What is it like? They just smile. Are they listening? Do you think they are listening, or just how is the training?
I think it's a little different. I think because we're coming in such a different way, and I'm like, no, I know what you're gonna do. I know how you're reacting. Oh, 1-1. Oh, stop. And then I start to joke with them if I can, if they're not disgusting or something. And
oh my God, she's so young.
I kind of let them know, like, yeah, I'm loud. Duh, I don't care. You're not like me. I'm not like you. And once they see that, once they hear the Sea Org, I was in the Sea Org, and that it almost turns into this, like, I know how to use my TRs. So listen to me. If I'm using my TRs, why aren't you listening to me? It's like I'm trying to use the black magic or the witchcraft, whatever you want to call it, back on them, so that they actually can possibly, even if you see them arguing or fighting with me or whatever, it's doing something. It's shaking what they believe is permanently correct.
Yeah, the little setup that you found. Yeah, the little setup that you had found originally, that they were, I guess, was going to be a little bit of a base for them. By the time you went back after this all happened, they'd taken it down completely. And that woman that Laura was talking to in the back of the truck is the same woman that works at the place on wherever Dan Walks LA goes and protests and goes, "Hi, are you a Scientologist?" And then Scott saw her carrying a briefcase as she crossed the street from the parking lot going, "Hey, I thought you weren't a Scientologist." That's the lady in the back of the truck that Lara was talking to.
Yeah, and that's after all of this alley stuff. We go after this. We finally go over there before we go to lunch. So you'll know we're not at lunch yet, but we end up going over to where the psychiatry place is, and they were setting up. Then after being there at
here, right?
Yes, exactly. Now that lady in the truck is who you're talking about, right? And
yeah,
I can't believe this. This is 2 ladies over the age of 55 at least. And they're carrying and everything. And it's just insane. It's so disturbing. And this is normal for them.
Yeah, we've seen it many times.
Like that's ancient, Laura.
I mean, I'm saying 55 in like a nice way. I know they're more than, I know they're like almost 70.
They look
And look at
molder.
Mona, you
Yeah.
have the happiest smile on your face. They don't fucking have that.
No, they don't. I know.
And
They
they're
look
working
pretty
their asses
grumpy,
off.
don't they?
They were so pissed.
It's not the
I
first time we
believe-
see this. We have seen it. Yeah.
Yeah. No. I believe. I mean, I tell you guys, I was on a roll yesterday. I was saying everything specifically to them, that individually I would watch their moves. I would see how they are. Certain people I would notice from CCHR before and things like that. So, or from the psychiatry of industry of death or whatever. Hopefully I'm still connected, but at least the audio. Yeah, some of these people, let me know if you guys can hear me. Can you guys still hear me?
We can hear
Yes.
you. Yep.
No.
Yes.
Yes. We hear you. We hear you.
Yep. We hear you.
I put it in mute so that I can hear you. But yeah. Oh, wait, she doesn't hear us. So what's the logic?
You seen that older lady before, Haggis?
Yeah. Dan Walks LA did a video. You know how he was going to the psychiatry building that they own, and she was the lady behind the desk, and he's like, "Hey, are you
This
in
one?
Scientology?" And she said, "Yeah." And she said, "No, this isn't Scientology." Then you see Scott in one of his night streams where he's got the RV parked on Fountain, and she comes out of the parking lot and she is crossing the street with her OT case, and Scott's like, "Hey, I thought you weren't a Scientologist," right? And then Lara catches her in the back of the truck.
Whoa. And how do they keep saying that it's not? We always see the truck in the blue building. We see them in the parking lot.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
they keep saying that it's not them, but I remember seeing that. Oof.
Yeah.
Now, Lara, you said, oh, this part was weird. Like it reminded me of the time, the Mark Bunker time when they were filming them.
Well, see, that's when they used to just make posters up
exact
and
same attitude, exact same zombie insanity. Yeah, robot-like attitude. Yeah.
And all
Did
he's
you
doing
hear
is
some people having accents?
touching the button, just constantly touching the button.
This chick coming up to us right now,
really?
she's from Sweden or Germany or something. Right here, you'll see her, and she tried to use her. Okay, that's it. If you don't leave, I am going to call the police.
Right. Just talking just like the girl who talked to Kirby. Like, oh my God. Yeah.
Is that a public? Was that a public parking lot?
Yeah. We can hear you. Yeah.
We can hear you.
Oh, okay. I can't hear the audio on the video. Mona, you can hear them.
No, I'm not hearing. I'm not putting the audio on purpose.
So if it's open to the public, you have actually violated your permit. So when the police come, we'll find out. Because they gladly will show me. They have to show me the permit legally. Why don't you think about leaving the Sea Org? I was
That's
in the
Susanna
Sea
Forenames?
for over 12 years. I was born and raised in it as a kid.
Which one?
I think
behind?
Susanna Furios, Sue Denham is saying?
Here behind or at the truck?
That lady there, right on the phone in front of us.
Oh, the blonde guy? No.
The blonde lady? Sue, is it the blonde lady you're talking about? That Lara's just talking to? The one with the foreign accent? Susanna Furios.
Which one is it? The blonde, the foreign blonde lady? Let me see.
Let me see. Let me do a little Google search here.
Audit will know too. Audit's here. She's just not. That's Susanna. Yep.
This girl? Wow.
The chick on the phone.
Yeah.
Her.
Public Relations Officer L. Ron Hubbard Life Exhibition.
Jumping in and out.
Here, hang on.
Think about that.
She's a minister. Yep.
When you're in a cult,
Here.
you don't.
Hang on. Let's see. Can you put my thing up on the screen for a second?
Yeah.
Would you
Let
like
me
to
see.
share this?
How do I do this? There you are. Yeah, but we don't see her face, so we don't know her. Is that blonde lady you say?
Yep, the blonde lady that's talking to Lara saying, "Get out of here."
I am still
There's her
blonde.
LinkedIn.
All right.
Okay.
There was a lot of people, yeah. It will be interesting to check because you saw, and mostly, I imagine they moved people from different organizations and put them the T-shirt on and make them look like they have a lot of people working there, I suppose. Because they recycle people. Is that the way they work, Laura?
You're wearing a Sea Org belt. She's got the Sea Org belt. All right. What OT level are you? Let's talk about the OT levels.
Are you curious?
Exactly. Good. So OT3, you know what the N phenomenon for OT3 is? Do you know what the N phenomenon for OT3 is?
Is this a way of, just in case he doesn't want to hear it? Oh, let me see if Lara is here. Can you hear us, Lara? Because you're on mute. Oh, I don't think she can.
What?
Yeah. All right. I was wondering why she's asking this, but that'd be interesting.
Xenu, Xenu, Xenu is the warlord. They say all of our bodies went into a volcano, and then the volcano, that's why Dynetics has a volcano. When the volcano explodes, all of the spirits and the body thetans out of the volcano are all attached to our bodies now in this world. And so when you do OT3, you have to actually start auditing those body thetans off of your body. Those are the confidential materials that you guys aren't supposed to hear.
Oh, that scared them away, right?
Yeah, that's how you break up a crowd at a Scientology party.
Okay, guys, I'm going to jump out because the reception sucks and it was better when I was just listening and typing in the chat. Okay, so I'll see you in the chat to answer questions. Bye.
Okay, thanks,
all
Laura.
right. Oh, okay, that's a pity. But let me see, because I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna leave it in the back and put it like this so we can talk. And I'm gonna ask some questions. For example, so I'm lost in the chat. Why do you think? I mean, I understand why they put the young people at the recruiting centers, but why would they put the elderly people, like the people who are older, to do the heavy lifting? It's completely counteractive. Like, it doesn't make any sense. I know they're probably like punishing them for whatever reason, but it doesn't make any sense. I need to click. Or does anybody have an idea?
They have no respect for the abilities. They have no respect for the abilities. They say, just make it right. Make it happen. So it doesn't matter how old you are.
Right. So they don't recognize that you can be older and have issues because you're supposed to be supernatural, superhuman.
Yeah, and probably half of these people don't. I can't say, but maybe half of these people aren't even OT levels. Maybe they're, they haven't gone clear yet. Because when Jeff PTS for Life, he went out to the org here in Cambridge. Was it Hamilton? Maybe Hamilton. And he ran into somebody and he was talking to this guy, and he asked the guy if he'd gone clear yet, and he said no, and he'd been in Scientology for like almost 50 years. And he said, I'm okay with that because I get to help other people on their journey to reaching the state of clear. So this man had probably been paying thousands and thousands of dollars for courses, got nowhere, but he was recruiting other people.
Right. Your meat body and simultaneous. I just consider. Oh, okay. What do you mean considerations? Like, it's not something that matters much.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Oh,
your limitations are just considerations. Your meat body.
Maybe if you are in the seer.
So it's about your mind. You're just a vessel for your mind. Is that what you mean, Dylan?
That's what he's saying. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, who's that beautiful gal? Is that Ashley? Is that beautiful Ashley?
He's so good. So this is a place where that is Scientology speak. Okay. No, I'm sorry. I was trying to figure out. Like, you can join. I just put here the StreamYard link for anyone who wants to join. Dylan, if you want to help us out, also that'd be great. You have so much like knowledge. And
Yeah, I can bail if Dylan wants to come up here. I will.
But we don't need to bail. I only feel sorry because I don't know how to put the picture so that I don't cover Mona with the messages. I don't want to cover your face.
And that's okay. That's okay. I can bail too. So Dylan can come
No,
up.
you don't need to bail. No, nobody needs to leave. Don't leave me alone. Because I feel weird. I don't want to be alone here.
Yeah, I might have to do PP breaks in between.
Yeah, we've been here for like, oh my God, for a long time. So yeah, if you need to go, you need to. I'm so sorry. Like, you do whatever you want.
No.
All right. So I'm going to go through the chat because the chat is sending information. So Susanna, according to Sue, was organizing the whole thing. It makes sense. She looked like the one in charge. And yeah, and then you say, achieve the state and clear. Not even achieve the state, right? Because if you're in the CR, you don't necessarily are going to be able. They tell you that you will be not for free. I mean, you will work for that, but they don't give you the courses because you're too busy working, right?
Well, I have a question for Lara in regards to that. So if you're somebody who is not a whale or someone of means in Scientology, is your best option that they present to you becoming a Sea Org member and just giving up your life instead of giving your money? So your body and your mind become Scientology, whereas if you're public with lots of cash, you give your money to be part of Scientology as well as do the practicing. Does Trish Duggan go and do auditing?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Lara. I'm not putting the sound so that we speak. I'm going to put the sound, but you're saying that if you don't have enough money, they put you in the Sea Org on purpose?
Is that a child in there? Wow. Whatever. They're all.
Oh my God. Lara, could you hear what Haggis says? You said you were wondering, Haggis, from what I understand.
This is a question for Lara, if she can hear me. Maybe Dylan is, if you are somebody who cannot afford to give financially, like you're not a whale, do they present to you, and Dylan can answer this too, do they present to you that giving yourself to the Sea Org is your only other way that you can be a part of giving in Scientology if you can't give financially, if you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
They also have staff, the 2.5 and the 5-year contracts that you can do in place of.
You can remain public. You don't have to join Sea Org.
You don't have to join Sea Org. You can become staff.
Right.
And they have 2.5 and 5-year contracts for that.
So is that what Alex was? Alex, apostate Alex? Was he a contract?
I don't know if he was in the Sea Org or if he was, let me see. All right. So Dylan says here, this is how the Sea Org recruiters try and get people by telling you they can get the whole bridge for free. Right.
And then they give you a bill when you leave.
But then as you say here, you're supposed to get this sort of study time, but then you have to work all the time, so you never have the time. Well, yeah. Now, I'm interested in seeing, like, if you guys, I'm gonna keep going with this, and it's so long, but everything where's the meat of the stream? Everything, because it's all amazing. We see so many people.
That's what psychiatry is for, therapy and medical
Keep those TRs in. Flunk for smiling. Flunk for smiling.
It's so strong how they are completely now. Let me see what Laura says. Sounds, yes, of course, but also when you join the zero, which is building your contract, you're so programmed. Yeah, you could probably forget. Oh my god. All right. Right. So how is it that you say, like, they were supposed to meet here to go back to the stream, and then we can all watch it by ourselves because this is super long. I don't want to keep you here 8 hours, but it's super interesting. Everything here is super interesting to see in detail. They were going to join here and prepare the protest, and apparently it didn't happen. The march didn't happen because you guys stopped it. They seem interpolated or whatever you want to call it. Sorry, Mona.
Okay.
And then I suppose this was the only day that they were supposed to do the march, or do you guys know if there was another day upcoming that may continue? Because this psychiatry thing, it was supposed to keep going, right? The event, not the protest they are doing, or the protest of the protest. Is the event itself, right?
The conference itself was continuing, yes. I don't
All
know
right.
about the
Okay.
protest.
All right. Cool. Okay, so this is something I would stay for a long time watching. I don't know if you guys want to go to a particular moment here that you want to share, or if you want to talk about other stream, or if you want to wrap it up, or maybe Mona, you wanted to talk about what we were discussing before, what you guys want to do.
Yeah, I just wanted to discuss, if you don't mind, the short that I put out about, and if people could pass that along and post that, that would be good. It's just a 1-minute little clip of the screenshot of the contact information for Andrews and Thornton.
Great. I'm going to look it up. And so how is it? I mean, I will have to go back to the live stream. So you made one with the firm
It's in
search.
Yeah. Nope, it's in videos. And
it's in the shorts?
Nope, in videos.
And it's in Fat Grammy or the other one?
In Fat Grammy. Well, both really.
Oh, okay. Wait, let me go past the... That's it. There you go. So I'm going to share it now. Share it. Working. All right. Change. Here it is. All right. So this is the video that you made, short of 1 minute.
Here's a screenshot for those that want to send out information about the sexual abuse, sexual assault, exploitation, and cover-up of sexual abuses and crimes in Scientology. So screenshot this, send it out, reach out, help us here. I know you're telling you're giving your experience, and yes, that's healing, but they cannot reach out to you. You need to reach out to them. 2 reasons. One, it's completely unethical for them to scour the webs to find quote unquote victims. But 2, it's illegal in most states for them to do it. Do you want to see justice? Do you want to see change? Here's the information. Let's make it happen. Let's send this out. Thank you. Have a beautiful day. Just a short and sweet, so that way people can take a screenshot of that. It has all the information, the contact information, the phone number, and the pictures. Just a short and sweet.
And this something that we can share in any way through shorts or other videos, like if we give the information out, people have to reach out to them, but we can share the information like as you're doing here. Like I'm not familiarized.
Absolutely. Yep. You don't need to
Right.
share my short. You can screenshot it and put it on your own. It does not have to have anything to do with me.
Oh, but you explain so well, so I would definitely do it like that. That's great. And so far you had, for what I've seen, you had the first live stream with the I think it was these two ladies and Serge, and then you had one or two with Audit. How would you recommend people to follow all the live streams that you had explaining the information? Which ones, like if you can, are they about the same type of cases? Because I saw that one was for the FBI, the other was to report with them. And I'm sorry because I'm behind all this. How will you summarize all the things that people could do if they want to start figuring out what to do in all this, like how to find the information?
That's a great question and a great observation, Carla. And I shouldn't assume people just know. Maybe I should put a little bit more of a prelude to this, like this is for Scientology crimes of sexual abuse. I mean, I did put it on there.
It's all there. Yeah, it's all there.
Yeah, it's all there.
Yeah, it's all there. Yeah.
And I'll make another one for the FBI for the federal claims, because those are two separate monsters altogether.
Okay, so they're completely different, like a different stuff. It's not
very
related.
much different. Okay. Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry about the ignorance. I really am not very good at understanding all the legal stuff. All right. So Lara says she's going to make it really short with all the details and post it in a few hours. That's great. And Dylan says it would be nice to see a support structure in place for people who do reach out. Now, it will be interesting to see when you talk about support structure, what do you have in mind? And I don't know if Mona, you can understand what he's talking about, or maybe Dylan, you want to jump in or tell us. What do you mean by it? Is it like a emotional support structure as an organization, legal? How do you understand this idea?
The way I understand it is a support structure such as all of the above, maybe with either the Aftermath or with SPTV Foundation, or with counseling, or with having counselors available. So that way when people do report, maybe they have somebody to help. And I know they being the Andrews and Thornton took that suggestion already and have made that, but I should put it on. Maybe I should put that suggestion on the flyer too.
I understood that they are used to dealing with this type of cases, so they are trauma informed and they have a structure, but I don't know how that would work in that sense, if they offer that type of support, or they connect people with the type of organizations that can give you an emotional or in the middle of this whole situation, because it must be very I don't know how to say it, like hard to revisit this and go through this as he says, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, definitely.
I mean, absolutely triggering for, I guess, people who have managed to move on and create lives for themselves to go back and revisit it. I can't even imagine. Not in the slightest. I cannot even imagine. But definitely emotional support would be 100% required. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts. Because you're going to think about it this way. You're taking somebody who maybe is moved on, had kids, is living a life, has a relationship with their wife or whatever, and then you're going to trigger that trauma again, and they have to know how to deal with that while dealing with their families and communicate their trauma to their families, and maybe communicate what they're about to do. And they're going to engage in a lawsuit against their abusers, and so they're going to have to be able to address that. So yeah, they definitely need support.
One thing that Miriam Francis and I did talk about was, and I didn't realize this, that an interview, as much as it's really truly needed with the legal system, is very much like an interrogation back in Scientology, and that it does trigger different emotions and different aspects of it. So that it's the emotional support and emotional qualified for the foundations. Dylan's saying that the foundations aren't qualified to handle with the emotional support. And that's true. And I never thought of that. I never thought of it as an interview is very similar to interrogations, where interrogations have negative consequences and punishment attached to them. So I appreciate it.
Somebody was asking here, Mona, for your email to send Aussie. I think they're always in
Marie,
your chat.
it's on my page because I can't put a link in here, but it's on my page if you want to. If you just go to my page, it's listed on there.
Yeah, and I support. Yeah, a legal framework with two helps. Yeah. Well, I imagine this too. I've been through a very different situation on my personal level, traumatic, and when I had to approach something legal, it was so taxing emotionally that I just didn't feel like doing it. But it's very different for everyone. I'm not saying so it's great. It's a great observation. So I guess it's a matter of throwing this out there and see who can, because Mona, you're doing so much that I think probably we're throwing so much to you because you're the point of contact and you're the one who are in the middle connecting to all these people. So maybe you can tell us who could be.
I know, and there's quite a few times when I've thought to myself, maybe I should become a little more trauma informed. So I apologize sometimes for being dry at it.
But you cannot do everything. You're doing so much. I mean, we were talking about you're doing so much. Like it's just a matter of bringing this out there, bring this idea that it could be a support system is needed, and then somebody else in watching is going to jump in and help from their experience, because you cannot be doing the research that you're doing at the same time doing this. So I think it's all the things that we talked today. I have so many notes and interesting takeaways, right?
Brigitte says, can you send the link so she can pop up quickly?
And I have to scoot, you guys. Thank you for putting that on for me, Carla. I appreciate it. Bye, Haggis.
Well, thank you for sharing. And thank you for doing all this. Thank you so much. Who wanted to show? Oh, yeah. There, Brigitte is over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand. Like I imagine you have to go through all over again in detail. It must be super. But I mean, that's why it takes some time, and it's pushed to, of course, do anything. Like say, take care of yourself and be there for the long run. That's right. All right, Brigitte, you have the link there, and yeah, I know. Yeah, on top of this, yeah, you have to do with all with everything. It is a pity. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a hugger, Lara, and if I was there, I'd squeeze the living shit out of you.
That's true. Yeah, let me see. Brigitte is here. Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome. Hi.
Hi.
I need to lift my t-shirt up again.
I'm not doing mine. I just had dinner and it went all down my t-shirt. I'm like a little.
That's not having dinner, then that's feeding your t-shirt.
I love your t-shirt, Haggis, really.
I made that with my own hands.
Ooh, perfect.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see the back. Hang on.
Sweet her bum.
Wow. I like it.
Yep.
I just quickly wanted to join because reading the chat and things like that. And you know, I've been constantly talking about it on my channel when I go live. It's regarding the help database that I started last year. Unfortunately, I can't do it on my own, and I don't get any information from anyone anymore. What the help database is, for the ones who've never heard about this, is thinking about the essentials someone would need when they leave a cult, not only Scientology, but in general, a cult like that. And you can't just call the Aftermath or the SPT Foundation. They can't straight away give you $5 or £5 to have a burger or whatever. So that help database would be like a Google sheet or Excel sheet, and where we put into that database every kind of place they can go. Say, for example, a library. If they don't have access to internet on a phone or something like that, go to a library. Where is it near where they left Scientology or any other cult, to have access to a computer and the internet. Charities where you can get free clothing, free food, or cheaper clothing or cheaper food. Places like that, charities that can help, counseling that can help, and that's what I'm trying to build. But unfortunately, I can't do it all on my own.
Of course.
And at the moment, it's very, very small. And I think it would help with time when we have much more information from around the world. So let's say someone is, I'm going to choose T because I interviewed her yesterday. She's in Paris. So if T, for example, can look after all these things, addresses and websites that can help someone, send it to me, and then I'll put it in the database. And when the database is, shall we say, much, much bigger than it is at the moment, we can start sharing that database. And then we're just going to have all together to figure out how to share this database. At the moment, I am working. I have a temporary job, and I leave early. I come home late, and I just don't have the time to do it at the moment. But when I will have more time, when the contract is over, I can then concentrate on this again. So, yeah,
So how can we share it?
It was actually Fluff's idea.
So how can we share it, and where do I find? I have your channel open in the other tab. So should I go to one particular place to share, to copy a link, to copy your
Can I interrupt? I just want to interrupt briefly. Brigitte, can you get in touch with me, please? I just sent Miriam a message to see if I can get you to get in touch with me, because I'm working on something, and connecting the two things together would be massive.
Yeah, any collaboration is very helpful. I sometimes feel a bit lonely where I am, but if I can also, I don't know if you know, Let's Go Carla, is that I'm also the managing editor of the resource page on Fsciento.space. And that is very important for all of you to send me stuff that you want the people to find, links to what Mona is doing, to for example, the link to the video from Mona we just earlier on saw, sorry, books that you came across, links where to buy it, flyers, templates, for example. You were talking about that early on, Haggis. Templates, we can store them on a Google Drive, and then I can share the link on the resource page, and people can go back there, find your template or flyers. We just shared 2 new ones from T actually last week.
Okay.
Yes,
so is this a page?
Carla, you can actually use this to send me stuff for the database, but on the category, you need to add, for example, database, so I know it's not a category on the resource page.
So I'm going to say this. I have access to and everything on Fsciento, but didn't realize the capacity of it. So maybe what needs to happen is a video maybe outlining more of what the space is about, and encourage people in the community to share that information, because I can tell you right now, I'm very involved in what's going on and I had no idea.
Oh, but we've been talking about it for ages, but you know, because I'm a
I
small
think it's
channel.
just, yeah, I think it's just because of lack of visibility, and also people not understanding the roles of different people within the community. And I just, it's about sharing. This is why it's so important that everybody kind of share their information as much as possible, so that everybody knows what's going on. Because I know when Fsciento was being launched, there was a bit of a video came up about that. But what we have to understand too is there's a lot of people who are in this community. They only have, some people don't have computers. Some people just have a phone or an iPad, right? And they don't have the technical abilities that many other people do have to go and look things up and click and copy and stuff like that. So it would be great if we could kind of create an environment where these people are able to provide that, whether it just be an email or, you know, we need to create tools to help better improve the communication between everybody in the community to gather more information, is basically what I'm saying.
Yeah, so if you go to fsciento.space, at the top you have a tab called resources, and if you click on recently added, you get you're being moved to resources.sptv.space. Unfortunately, we couldn't rename it to fsciento.space, so that stays like that. Yeah,
so
thank
we
you,
go
Carla.
here.
Yeah, you click on recently added, and then you end up in the resources page.
Great.
And that's what I can edit. I'm the one as well who decides what goes in or not. And in general, I'm not very fast at the moment, but it's very rare that I don't put anything on this page. So we have calls to action, which I put on the top.
Great.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see here the FBI, the Scientology claim. So, for example, the database, I just, and I'm sorry, I took the liberty to find it in your YouTube page, and I copied your email, Brigitte.
That's fine.
I think that's where we should send you stuff, or do you want it somewhere else about the database that you're putting together, apart from all this
voila,
information?
Brigitte at outlook.com is perfect, or you can use the part of how you say that, through the resource tab at the bottom. Like Fluffer says, fsciento.space is actually really just a list of activists, survivors. You can see who is online. Who is live. Sorry, not online, live on YouTube. If you use the hashtag Fsciento, hashtag Scientology. There's a third one, I can't remember. Fluffer might actually add it in the chat. But the resource part, that is what I'm doing. I don't update it that often anymore because people don't send anything in anymore. But because I'm talking more and more about it, so you see, for example, in the updates and info, Carla, you see that I added the bottom one. I added 2 flyers that T actually created, a voice down under, and I'm telling you under which category it is, and at the top you can then click. For example, it says SPT communities So you can click on that
So-
in green, you know, yeah, and then it
Can I
takes
ask-
you straight away there.
Before I forget,
That's
I have
great.
a question. When you add something, is there a subscribe to this page? Do you have something on here where everybody in the community can subscribe to the resources page? And when you add something new, an email goes out to those?
No, well, I could ask the person who created the website and is the webmaster is Xenius KC from Kansas City. I
Right,
could
Ali?
ask her perhaps. But I
Yeah,
can
and,
ask her. I don't know.
we
Yeah,
can also have
perhaps
a
a
Substack.
subscription to get
Yeah.
newsletter from when something. That's a good idea. I will get in contact with Xenius and ask her if that's a possibility. That's a good idea, Haggis. I should talk to you more often.
She
I'm
has great
getting old.
ideas. Today we got so many ideas.
I'm just trying to think, because like I said, there's a lot of people in the community who maybe just have a phone, so they don't have access to downloading forms and stuff like that and saving them in Google Drives and sending them out, right? But maybe they find something that could be useful, and they can, send an email to somebody if there's a contact, and just say, I found this, and then they could subscribe to the Fsciento website and then get a blast when something news in the community, something like that, like the Clearwater Street closure didn't go through. Lara did a wicked ass video. Go look at it. It's full of information. Reese did a wicked ass video, really informative. Something like that, because we all try and do our bits. And like Amy was saying, and Miriam was saying, we're posting on our community pages. The world doesn't see our community pages.
Yeah, but that is the thing, is that I constantly talk about this resource page, but I have no time to watch videos 24/7. I'm asking
nobody does.
people that have the time to watch, say, hey, this video is good. We have a category where we can put I can put links on and takes you to a video.
First time I'm hearing about this, and I
me
watch
too.
all the videos as much as I can, and try and keep as informed as possible. So think about it from this way: somebody like myself, who is ill-informed in regards to this, somebody who's not as informed as me is not going to know about that, right? Like Ozzy's in the chat right now going, I have a ton of information, but I have no idea who I'm supposed to send it to.
Right. And I hear somebody saying your members don't have access to phones or smartphones. It's great to have the protesters outside also, because sometimes they reach out to them. I don't know, or maybe they reach out to somebody they know. I don't know how people can reach out for help either inside the Sea Org, maybe if it's a phone or internet, or just reaching out to a protester or somebody
they could go just run.
Well, I mean, if you're lucky, if you leave the Sea Org in LA, you have now, I don't know how many billboards. You have a few in London now as well, with Alex's face in one of the busiest tube station. And Mike Rinder's face, similar to the LA billboard. But this has to happen everywhere. And we little activists, we don't have the money for that. Billboards are expensive.
Super.
Fluffer just made a comment. Fluffer said, I've done multiple videos and posts, and you can't force people to watch, listen, and share. You can't. But if they actually give a crap and they really want to get involved and do something, the most we can do to help them get that information out, and because people do have lives and they do have jobs, and try very hard to contribute, like you're saying, Brigitte, some people's time is limited. Like we all have full-time jobs, right? And we're trying to do this and do that at the same time. So if we can help in any way to get the communication amongst us, to get your notifications on. Like if you have YouTube, go in, and go to the subscribe button and hit the bell one, the one that says all, that it will give you your notification.
I think also, yeah, I think also, like, I remember like several people have started their Substack, and for example, I subscribe to Audit LA's. I don't have a Substack, but I went to put my email there, and I'm getting all the notifications in my email. It's like an email list. So maybe you can also open, like, I can check how, and you can also open, apart from this website, every time you put it here, you do a post, it will be like the same information, but a post, and people get it in an email. So they subscribe online and they just get an email with the information. So it's not just the community page, they also get it on their email inbox. That's another way, so that they can give away an email that is not their personal email. They can give away whatever Gmail, if they don't want to give away their personal email, and they can send it back to another email that is Fsciento or something like this.
Yes, well,
well, don't worry. Why do you feel disheartened? Well, I mean, what are we gonna do? We can do what we can. Oh, okay.
Fluffer, are you saying that I'm not giving the correct information?
Okay. But why don't you come over and tell us how it works, so that you feel like, I don't want you to feel upset, because we just want to help. We don't want to share something that is not real. So please come over. And if you don't want to come over, let me know later. But we're all trying to help, and we are maybe in the stage of not communicating well. So please don't feel bad. Yes, we do. Please don't feel bad. It can happen.
I love Fluffer.
disorganized.
I'm not perfect. Sometimes I misspeak.
We all make mistakes.
I don't do it on purpose.
I'm sure it was a simple mistake. So I'm sorry if I'm not. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Don't worry, Fluffer. I mean, I'm sorry if I'm not reading the chat well, and what I'm going to do probably is watch your videos so that we can understand better, and then go back and redo it. If you don't want to join us, I understand, or explain, or maybe she left, or they left. Sorry, it's not.
No, don't go on. Yes. Don't go anywhere, Fluffer.
I hope not. I hope not, because you're essential to everything we do. So
oh God, yeah.
We just want to know what to do. And
I feel, when I read that, I feel really disheartened, and not at all and not all the info given is correct, and I'm bothered about it. So I'm going to go and catch up on the replay. Don't want her to feel disheartened. It's nothing to do with any of the information on Fsciento. It's about people not realizing that the information is there.
I don't know what she means. I thought that perhaps I said something wrong, and I'm not giving the correct information.
No,
and that bothers me as well. Now I'm really
yeah.
I'm so sorry, Joe. It's they and them, and I forgot. I'm getting used to this. I'm so sorry.
Fluffer, you're so very essential, and no, absolutely not. It's got nothing to do with anything you or anyone else is doing. It's the fact that there's not enough talk about these resources being available. Now that I know that those are there, you're darn right I'm going to mention it. My dog's screaming at me. I'm going to mention that those resources are available, and to use that resource page. Because honestly, I've gone in there and I've looked at the AI thing and stuff like that, but really not paid that much attention. So I don't want, no, it's nothing to do with Fluffer. It's nothing to do with Brigitte. It's just informing people. We need as a community to let people know that this information is there.
Me that I was right asking you to join you guys and talk about it, because I can only talk about it when I'm live. I am actually creating a video about the resource page. But I've spoken about it on Natalie Webster's last year when she interviewed me. Even when I interviewed DOA, he asked me about it. So I try to constantly talk about it.
Yes, absolutely. I hope you can join. You say give me a minute, so we're waiting so that you get like, and I apologize first for misusing your pronouns. I'm very sorry about that, but also for yeah, bring your doggy.
Yeah,
But also because
I forget as well.
I don't go to the
worry.
website either, and there's a lot of things that people are doing, and this is a great resource that we're not using as much as we should.
This is about,
and I'm
Amy.
sure you have put together videos explaining, and we're not. Yeah, we want to hear fluffer.
Yeah,
we want to hear.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're organizing something there and getting ready to come over so that we
I
can
know
understand.
I know
Because
they
many
have
of the
put in
things
a
we
lot of
talked
hard work.
today. Yeah, many of the things we talked today. Hi.
There they are.
Hi.
Hi, beautiful.
Hi, Fluffer.
Don't you dare feel discouraged, young. You know, we rely
I
on
apologize
you
in
for
advance
so
for my
much.
ignorance, my
And
complete ignorance of everything.
this is, what we're talking about, Fluffer, is our ignorance of the information that is available that you and Brigitte and Ali have put together. So that's what we're talking about, and how important you are. So, are you muted?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I just feel quite frustrated because, I've been trying so hard for ages, and then people go, why doesn't someone do this? Someone should do that. And I'm like, we've been doing it. Oh, well, you should have done this and you should have done that. I would like everyone to collectively take their shoulds and shove it so far up their fucking ass it meets whatever part of them that gives them the entitlement to tell everyone what the fuck to do. I've tried telling people. I've done posts, I've done lives, before I've done the lives. I've done ones on Natalie, which I didn't want to go on. I felt sick. I went on, to say to people, there'll be an upcoming live, there'll be a new announcement, there'll be an update. The resource page was something that I tried so hard with, and I didn't sit there and wait for everyone to send me stuff. I went and I found all of the books, I found all of the people on the list, I found everything. And the database has been something that I was so excited about. And I think it was about a year ago where Bridget said that she'd take it over, and I was like, please, can we just put something out to show people, even if we just have 3 cities across the world, just to show people. And nothing's happened. No one sent anything in because people don't. You have to do it yourself. All of the people saying, do this, do that, you say to them, right, okay.
But they don't come and
Amy's brilliant at researching. Amy, can you research, say New York? I can't remember, I'm sorry. Rika, you're brilliant at researching Portland. Can you do that? Mandy McGee was in Seattle. Can you do Seattle? Like, there's people listed that, like, and I'm just so frustrated because nothing's been done, or the things that have been done, people don't care about, moan about, or say that someone needs to do this, and it's already been done. And you tell people, and they're like, oh, okay. It's like they almost prefer the idea of pointing out and dictating and saying this should,
Yeah.
and then you tell them it's there, they just then they don't look, they don't share. We see the hits on the site.
Right.
I've had to step away from the SPTV side of things because I didn't want to cause any type of ruckus. And no matter, I can sneeze and someone's got an issue with me and I did it to cause a problem. It's been like about 16, 18 months of me getting, it has stopped a while ago, but I've got horrible messages, nasty threats, disgusting things said to me. And then the people who I would expect to be grateful are like, oh, I don't know anything about that. And it's like, oh, okay, because I've done 7 videos about it, so thanks. I've also done loads of posts. I also talk about it in the chat all the time. And it's just like a year and a half of work. And I don't want any thanks, or I've never asked for a penny, and I don't have any wish list, and I don't have anything. I just want people to use it or to help with it. And I can't even do it anymore because certain people hate me. Because people have been like, send 13 emails to Fluffer and tell them they're an arsehole.
What?
Because
really? Okay, there are going to be some people that behave like that I'm sure are a minority, and they should go fuck themselves. I understand, like, it's the more you do something, the more everybody tells you what to do, and they don't do shit. So we completely understand your frustration, and I cannot even imagine how awful it must be, and I can really I cannot even imagine how anybody can be so horrible. And I think you should block them and tell it to fuck off, because nobody should send you horrible email. Like I cannot even understand. So
yeah, it's been going on,
this is
Carla.
something I
It's been going on for over a year that she's getting horrible emails by horrible people that don't give a fuck about her.
The emails don't bother me. It's just it's just what I said. The people who I would expect to use it don't seem to be bothered, and that is like, I don't care about anything else. I'm just like, hey, if you care about people trying to escape Scientology in your area, make a list of everything everyone could need. I've done videos on this. It's not the first time I'm saying it. Imagine you've escaped a cult. Imagine you've escaped a high control group, because we can then go into the true crime places. We could then go into women's refuge places. We could extend it out to other communities and be like, hey, we have this thing that's really successful and we'd like you to use it. And they can add more. We can be like, here's a place for you to go and get clothes from. Here's a place where you can have your laundry done for free. Here's a place that can help you get ID. Here's a place that can help you sort your documents. Here's a place that can get you work with no prior experience. Here's a place that can do this. And they're all different places. It's not one hub that's got its finger in all the pies that if you annoy them, no, because they've just come from that. So that was the idea of the database, and in my head this could have been huge, and I am very deflated and I'm very just sore about what that hasn't, like, the potential it had, and it just hasn't come to. But one person can't do this, you know. No. But again, it takes the person to go and be like, just rally the troops. Hey, would you take over this area? Brilliant, thank you so much. Hey, you just can sort out stuff with the DMV. Can you do that for everywhere in the United States? Brilliant, you're our DMV person. Like, but people need to hustle, and if this isn't a collective, if people aren't working together, then the fuck can we do it? Like, it's impossible.
Now, can I understand? The problem is collecting the information, like gathering and to be able to have it there, or that it doesn't reach the people that are leaving because they're not being communicated of this. So I'm trying to understand what the problem is. And I'm sorry because I'm new to, like,
because it was being communicated. People were saying to people, you know, there's stuff on the sptv.space site, and there was all the resource page, and then the fraction happened, and then we made this before the SPTV Foundation come out. So we've been fighting against something we didn't do. We had no planning or part of. So then we've had to change. So the resource page has dropped off a little bit. But again, people couldn't go out and say, hey, we've got this database, because there is no database. No one has seen anything, because there's only like 4 places in the world that have details. My thing was, release the 4, and like I did for the auditors, be like, here's other spaces where I know there are orgs. This is looking, I put eyes next to it, here's the eye emoji, you know. If anyone out there can do that, I don't know if it's the fact that Bridget doesn't have the time or the resources. If someone can take the database idea and do it and send it to us. I've got all the information for Birmingham, for Newcastle. Rika's got all the stuff for Portland. Tilted Bird's got a lot of the stuff for Canada Way.
I just got a bunch of stuff from, because like I said, I was working on something, and I asked
T to help me with what I'm doing, and T sent me a bunch of stuff. Like she sent me a ton of stuff. So that's why I'm saying I will share that with you guys. Yeah.
But share it to go where? Because this has been over a year of me being like...
I'll share it with you guys to put in this.
But I don't think there is a database. There isn't. There's the idea that there was...
the database exists, I created it.
Well, again, I haven't seen it and I didn't know, and it hasn't been released. So I don't like...
No, I haven't released it. I've shown it, I think, in a live or in a video last year. But I don't get anything for the database, so it's not
because
growing.
People don't know what to send because they don't have an example. They don't have something. People need something there. People need stuff that's very easy. People don't like scrolling that much. We found that out with the site. It was an issue we had to fix. We have done so much debugging and stuff with the site as well. It is what it is. It can't change. We can't add any more bells and whistles. Z-News has put so much time, money, energy, and expertise into it. I would feel ashamed and embarrassed to ask her to do more. The site is what it is. If anyone else wants to volunteer to be an editor or volunteer as a web developer and Z-News feels comfortable bringing you on, that's brilliant. Or make your own site. There's like 10, 12 different sites already for Anti-Scientology. But yeah, we can't do any more with changing the site. It's done. That's it. It might have updates and improvements. But the Fsciento is literally just for channels. That entire site has to go through every single person listed every 5 minutes and see if anyone's doing anything live with #Scientology, #Fsciento, or #cult. It can't. It's really like it's a big job it's doing, and obviously we're trying to keep some capacity to grow as well. So that is a single function because we want it to do it well. We don't want it being sluggish and someone being outside an org for 10+ minutes where something could have gone wrong. We want 2 to 3 minutes ideally. You're showing up as live, people can go over for safety, which is the #1 reason of that site. I'm sorry I've got into a mad ramble. I'm so sorry, Carla. This is me.
No, this is
Why
great.
are you apologizing? This is a conversation to happen. I'm looking in the chat, and Muriel, hi Muriel. Muriel has said there are not enough hours to do everything. Speaking for myself. However, the ones that use their time on telling other people what to do or shit talk them can go and F themselves. And I agree with that. We're trying as a community to build a solid foundation for people of trauma and occult. We need the help of anybody who has any kind of skill to come forward and help. We mean it. We actually mean it. And it's like Fluffer's saying, she's frustrated to no end because the help's not coming. I was saying it to Mona in a live the other morning that maybe we can get just exactly what you just said, Fluffer. Maybe there's somebody in a state that you get that information. I said the exact same damn thing, and I didn't realize you've already said that. Sorry, I must have missed that live.
Okay, so the conclusion I see. Sorry, you were continue.
Sorry. I'm just saying, like, please lend us a hand. It seems to me that there's only, I can probably count on my both hands the people who are actually like doing the information gathering and putting, like, Mona spent almost a year getting all this information together to get to the lawyers, right? These guys started working on Fsciento, SPTV space. They didn't have to do that, but God damn it, they have. And I apologize that I didn't realize that there was this resource center for more than just books and stuff. I didn't realize it was there for other information, such as a database for support and help, right? That's my ignorance. That's nothing.
It's not there yet.
It's not there yet? Okay.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's not there. Like, Bridget has it. Sorry for my mistake, Bridget, thinking that there wasn't anything there. Well, I think there wasn't anything at all, but there's nothing there.
I've done it over a year ago, and every time I can, I have a little channel. I don't have a lot of subscribers.
But it's not on the site, is it? Sorry, just to be clear, it's not on the site. There's no database at all on the site.
No, it's not released yet because there's not enough for information. But I'm
Now,
pretty
Bridget,
sure.
But this has been the case for nearly a year, though.
May I ask you, Bridget,
Yeah.
in which format do you have it? Do you have like an Excel sheet, a Google sheet, like something? Because it doesn't need to be on a site. Like if you already have something, we can create a way of putting it out there.
Yeah,
and we'll just make it happen. It doesn't have to be perfect. It could be empty or half empty, and we start putting information there. The same way Journey is doing live streams, putting information there. We can do weekly live streams. It's like, hey guys, bring information, and we just remind them. I create a new Substack to remind people. There are many ways. It's just a matter of putting it out there with the parts open. So which type of formats does it have? Like right now,
Google Sheet.
Google Sheet.
Okay, so
cool.
Can we take that Google Sheet and then make it publicly accessible? Is it publicly accessible on a Google Space somewhere that we can share?
It's on my Google Drive. I can share a link.
Yeah, and then
That's great.
We share that link out, and anybody in the world, anywhere, can find from what I understand from what Fluffer is saying, from anywhere from helping someone get a driver's license, help them find a landlord to rent an apartment, help them find a support group for mental, financial, and physical support. This is what we're trying to work towards. So let's do that as a community and stop leaving it in the hands of 2 or 3 people.
And telling people in chat, oh, you should make this category. No one's gonna remember. Stop with your shoulds. I have I don't deal well with shoulds, but email, put it in an email, write a nice, polite email to Bridget. Hi, I thought these things would be a good idea. Let me know if you need any more help, or hope this is helpful. Have a nice day. You know,
oh my God,
send something like that, because you send a tone email, and if it's CC'd through to me, I will match your energy straight back in the email.
I love you.
Love you too.
I'm so sorry that the more that's part of life. Like the more you do in life, the people who do, it get a lot of shit for doing stuff. And what you're doing here is to help people to get out of a criminal organization. So of course you're going to have people that are going to be naturally lazy and nasty, and others who are trying to, as you say, Haggis, at the beginning, they're going to try to stop whatever it is that is positive that is being done. So we cannot deny that and wait for others to do it. So I think as an experience that we all have at work and any other things that we do, if Brigitte, if you have already whatever it is that you have, even if you have I remember Mona sharing a Google spreadsheet that was pretty much empty. She just have the categories, and other people help. It doesn't have to be shared as something that we can edit. It can be shared as something that we can see and maybe leave comments or send emails. And if somebody, in my opinion is if somebody is not being polite and civilized, I will block them and tell them to fuck off, and I don't care. That because I don't care how much you can help. Not being kind is not an option.
Yeah,
it's not an option.
Yeah, I see Tilty in the chat, and she's, Tilty, I was going to reach out to you, my love, because I want to build a resource in Canada as well, and I thought of you as somebody who could probably help. And I see your comment with your suggestions in it. And
I remember it's to stay in them, Tilty and Fluffer. And I think that's the conclusion. Do you agree, Bridget? If you share the link, you don't have to share it as an edit option. So we start working on it, and if not, we create something new, and that's the way you keep going.
Yeah.
Is that something that, because that if you put in your community page, we share it out, and we share it wherever it's needed. I can create a Substack or something to share the information. I don't know. We'll find a way. We have to find a way to communicate.
Yeah.
We have an email thread. I have my email in my page. if you guys want to send me the emails, I started a thread to start whatever we need to do. It's normal in a non-leader in place that doesn't have any leaders to not be fully organized, because we're not like, and if you do something, they as happens to everyone, they tell you, oh, you should do this and you should do that, and it's easy to talk. So I think that would be the next step. I don't know if you all agree on this. I have a long list of things that could be your next step. Like, you have this idea of the database that I had no idea about, and that's my fault because I should have known. Find a way. Okay. Yeah, we will find a way.
I'm sorry.
And we can help you out better. Sometimes people need to see it. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I have to apologize. Do I keep saying she or? Because I apologize.
No, I do that because
I apologize.
English is not my mother tongue, so
I know
it
my
doesn't sound right to me. I don't do it on purpose, and I apologize, Fluffer.
Yeah.
We ask you, Fluffer. You're the one who should tell us what to do. I suggested maybe that Bridget share that. That's an idea, but nobody has.
I've me and Bridget have had a good few private conversations of me being like, please, Bridget, just share it out. And you've been like, no, it's not ready. No one sent me more stuff. And I'm like, no one's going to send stuff because they don't know what to send. And you're like, build it and they will come. And I'm like, not if they can't see it. You've got to show the people, please. But
you need to see what it's like, and what
people need to see. Yeah. People need a clear example, and so I think do it. And all of the people, and you know what I'm going to do now, and everyone else in chat who has been doing this stuff, please join me. And everyone who's saying everyone should do this and that, send me a screenshot, and I'll do a nice stream where I'll read out all the people who are talking loads but doing fuck all, and we can just have a nice, boo the people who maybe deserve it, because we all know, everyone knows what they're doing. The people behind the scenes know what they're doing.
I don't know who they are, and I would love to know, but I don't like to waste. Like, it would be great to hear the name because I feel weird. Like, oh my god, what I've been doing? Like, I feel like I just blame. And kindness to all. And we can, let's build it. As you just open it. I would suggest, my suggestion is not to open it to edit to everyone. Just in case somebody deletes something that is not right, but that's my suggestion. Maybe you can put comments there.
Bridget will edit. After this live's done, if you're watching and you've listened to all of this, thank you. Sorry, I am getting off in a second. Leave in the comments of this live after it's done and just say, I'm in New Hampton, I can cover here. I'm in London, I can cover here. People can say, keep me anonymous. Here's all the information. People can go, please add my name. So if anyone is in that area, they can send me an email. They can click to my YouTube, send me an email. They know I'm in the area. So if you're happy to help and want your name on there, let us know. If you want to do it anonymously, anonymously.
I even have a suggestion, Fluffer and Brigitte. Okay, I have worked with Google Sheets with clients and information where everybody has access to a template with the information. All right. They don't have access to the source. And what happens is that information gets sent through when you fill the form out, and it gets put into a kind of...
That's what I'm looking for, because I'm worried they're going to mess up what I did in the background.
You can do that through Google Pages and Google Sheets. You can set up...
Haggis, you mean like a survey? Because I can help Bridget do that. I can do it, like turn that question to a survey. It's so easy, like in the SPTV. No, just download the spreadsheet.
What I'm saying is you can create something, right?
A form.
So what Fluffer is saying is all these items. Here's these items. So in this little template thing, right? People who they can put the name of the state. They can put the link to the information within that little sheet, and then that little sheet, once it's completed and submitted, goes over to Brigitte.
Yes.
And Brigitte takes that information and stores it. That's what we need to create. We need to create this little thing with all.
Yeah, we could do one. We could do one for the sptv.space. Like we've got like the I Spy. It's something you fill out and it sends it through to the SPTV space website email address, which will go to Bridget. So if people could do, if someone could put together a list of categories to ask people to fill out, and then it would automatically send to Bridget. That's something that could be done.
Responsibility for the list of categories.
Yeah, amazing. I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to go. My battery's going to die, and I need to take my medication.
Okay. Right. Thank you so much for sharing, because this is a great step forward.
It was a
committed
conversation.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Sorry,
much.
I come on with the energy of
I love that.
18 months of frustration. I apologize. I appreciate every single one of you so much and what you do. I'm sorry, it's the first time we're speaking, Carla.
It's okay. We don't apologize, because it's like, I understand.
You
that's
never
the way
apologize.
I am every day.
Never apologize.
Never.
Bye.
Right.
Thank you all.
Do we have the categories, or do we have to put them together?
Look,
I've been working.
If we can do another panel at some stage this week, and then I can show you, because
Great. Let's do that.
Bye. I need to get up early tomorrow
been-
morning, so I really want to go
today
to bed
is not the
soon,
day.
but-
It was a super long, like we're here for forever. We can do another panel and put together categories, or we can share in the comments, Haggis, if you have a list.
No, I can then show the Google sheet,
Let's do that.
so Haggis can see it, and then we can figure out what we have to do. Like the form Haggis was telling, that's exactly what I had in mind, just didn't know how to do it. But I want to show you what I did at some stage this week, if possible, and then we can release whatever. Because the thing is, I can share the database to see it, to have a look at, but if I give everyone the possibility to edit it and put their information in, I am worried that the big work I did is going to be messed up. And why I chose Google Sheet compared to Excel sheet is when you put in the address, for example, of a library, you get, if you hover over it with the mouse, you get the map popping up. You know, it's really good for someone who says, okay, I'm here. Oh, the library is just around the corner.
Let's try and figure that out. I will put together and I will include you guys on it. I will tag everybody, and I'll put a suggestive list of options to create inside that sheet, and I will I'll post it, and I'll also email it to you. Okay. I will add Fluffer. I will add you. I will add anybody who bloody well wants
me also. I can do the form. I mean, if it's Google Sheets, I can do the Google form and help you get it.
You know what I'm talking about? The thing that goes.
I understand it's a Google form, right? It's a Google form, and then it becomes a spreadsheet. Then
it gets
spreadsheet receives as a spreadsheet. You don't have to copy.
Well, I think before we decide who does what, let me show you that in another live or behind the scenes. Doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be live. Show you what I have done, and then you can tell me what needs to be done, and or if you can do it for me or whatever.
So Haggis, if you're too busy to join, like, you can leave the categories, or we can regroup and have a call, or we can do it live, whatever, if people can help. You guys can write to me here. That's my email. So or we leave the comments here, or you share on your, like, we follow each other, and then I commit to chase people in the week to keep this going, so that we give Fluffer a break, and we help all the people that we need to help.
I'm so glad Fluffer came on, because I hate to see them with so much frustration, and I don't blame her. Blame them for wanting to shove people's comments up their fucking arseholes. I feel the same
I
way.
didn't know that. We can do one live stream where they read this comic, because it's like surprising to me. And
I am well aware of what they and others have gone through. Well aware.
Ugh, this is disgusting. Okay. We can communicate here in the comments or in the community pages, or send me an email, and we continue to make this happen, as long as much as many other things that we put here. It has been super interesting and informative, and much better than I expected, because we're going to be able to move things forward.
Yeah.
And Joe also says she will speak with you. So I think we have each other's email. If not, we're going to look it up, and we'll find a way to find each other, right?
Yeah, let's
put
it in perspective here, okay?
Yes, let's finish with perspective.
This cannot move forward without everybody chipping in.
Yes.
5 or 6 people cannot be the ones doing all the work, right?
Exactly.
If you pay attention, you will see that in our chats, in our conversations, where there's stuff going on, there's a lot of people, and there's a lot of people that have something to say.
But they don't do anything.
What you're saying, let's start getting you involved. Making suggestions, bring forth that suggestion. Show us the suggestion. Give us input with something solid, okay? Mona did her thing. Fluffer, Ali, and Brigitte created the Fsciento and the SPTV space. And to be perfectly honest, it wasn't until, because I don't have time to watch everybody's lives, and I try and grab a bit of everybody. It's just slowly been bleeding down to me of all the people who were involved. I had no bloody idea until about 6 months ago who was involved, right? So, so, okay, back to my point. I'm going off again. My point is, we can't have just a handful of people doing all the work. We have to have input from everybody. This is a community. Nobody's in charge. Nobody is leading. We are all working together, right? We're individuals trying to come to bring a safe space and a resource for people who are trying to leave a very, very damaging, very abusive, highly dangerous cult, right? And the only way we can do that is to work together and provide resources. These are people's lives. These are human beings. We need to help. And if you don't want to help, you're in the wrong place. We need help.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Simple
I
as
mean,
that.
I got laid off in April last year. Then I discovered Fluffer and Z News. That's how I joined them.
Right.
And then in, I think, September, I found this temporary job, which is not the job of my dreams. It doesn't pay much, but it keeps me going. And I can't work from home. I have to go into Edinburgh, so it takes time. I leave early. I come home late. I have to do.
And it's perfectly fine to ask for help, because if you cannot do it anymore,
I've been constantly
that's why we're here.
reiterating about the resources, and I need help.
I'm gonna give you into trouble. I am going to give you into trouble because I watched your live. I'm gonna give you a spanking, lady. I watched your live yesterday with T, and you talked about how you're driven, right? And how you do this. You're not communicating. You're doing. You need to let us know you need help. Ask.
Yeah, but I do that. Well, not every live, because it's always the same subscribers that I have on. So I'm thinking about them, that if they hear me constantly repeating myself, which I do a lot in general, so every second live, I reiterate and I say, I do need help with the resources. Bring me stuff, and then I mentioned the database.
I'm going to make it my mission to help you do the form and to chase people to give information. Right, because if people are tuning in, like I want to help you in any way I can, and so far
Thank
I've been
you
doing
very much.
videos.
Okay,
And I
gonna
think
do
that
this
this
one.
requires people to chase, and so I took all the notes, and we have each other emails. We're going to communicate, and we continue with this. It's been super positive, and I'm so happy the Fluffer was able to make it, and sending much love. I understand the frustration, and much love. Yes,
this is
much
Fluffer.
love for Fluffer.
Love you. I love you. I love you. I'm sorry, I keep
because they're so humble and nice and do so much work and not getting like if getting crap from people, like I would just block them, you know. So
it's
don't
not
be
even
sorry
about
at all. You deserve all the respect, and I would talk exactly the same. So we're here to help.
Fluffer, and I don't want an apology from Fluffer. Fluffer was
no,
being
I don't take your apology. No need to apologize. As
never have to
Greg
apologize.
Rema says, yeah, no apologies here. No apologies, because everybody here is working for free, and we're doing it out of care.
We all have a job.
We don't have to do it. Yes, we don't have to do it.
We all have jobs and families and lives, and we understand, and that's why we need to work together. Okay, because not everybody can do one thing. Okay, so you have my word, Carla. I am going to send you a list right after this, right after this live. I'm sending you a list of the resources that we want based on the information that I kind of gathered from what Fluffer had said.
That's great, because I got lost in the category, so I want to know. And then once we communicate with Brigitte, and we could you can show us or show me and how I can help, and we continue with that. So on that note, since we'll be here for so much time, I cannot even count because I forgot how math works. I want to absolutely thank everyone for coming over. This has completely exceeded my expectations. And I was not expecting so many great people coming over, and so many like positive things coming out. That was not just a recap. And this could be a recurrent thing, this could be a recurrent thing, but more organized in terms of work, in terms of as Amy said. This could be an organized way of moving forward, the same way Mona is doing it every day on her way. We can move forward in so many different ways, and I'm going to make it my mission to find solutions for this. So much love to everyone.
On that note, bye.
Much love, like Grandma says, and thank you everyone. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.